University of Maine playoff hockey is brought to you by Tri-State Megabucks. Play Megabucks and just imagine. Your local Maine Subway store. Therma-Tru dealers of Maine and New Hampshire. Making doors that last made us first. Olympia Sports, headquarters for Nike footwear and clothing. Lee Dodge, where caravans are $99 over invoice through March 31st. And by Fleet Bank, Maine people, Maine values.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Alfond Arena. I'm Dale Duff, along with former Maine defenseman Scott Smith. Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. The winner goes to the Final Four in St. Paul next week. Of course, the Black Bears beat the Gophers 4-0 last night. The question is, Scott Smith, can Maine wrap it up tonight? Well, Minnesota has a do-or-die situation in their hands. They're going to come out full bore like the Golden Gophers only can, and Maine's going to have to play exceptionally well to handle it. And for the Black Bears, at least a little of that pressure is off. They know that if something slips up tonight, they always have tomorrow night. Well, that's a good way of putting it, Dale, but Maine definitely wants to put them away tonight and head out to St. Paul. We'll come back in just a moment and set you up with a couple of the key players in tonight's Game 2, live from Alfond, right after this.
Subway's Cold Cut Combo. It starts with a foundation of the freshest bread anywhere. Baked every 4 hours in every Subway store. Then cheese, 3 kinds of meat, and whichever of our 9 tasty fixins you choose. Total construction cost $1.69. It's time to eat. Subway 6-inch cold cut combo for $1.69. We can build one for you.
Home Vision Video. Get a little bit of Hollywood to go. Dim the lights off the corn and enjoy the show. It's Hollywood at Home Vision Video. It's Hollywood at Home Vision Video.
Pump it up this season at your New England Nike Sports headquarters, Olympia Sports Stores. All Olympia Sports locations are featuring Nike's spring lineup: Air Jordan, Air Command Force, and don't forget the Air Flight Light, Air Ultra Force, Quantum Force 2. And for all you cross trainers, the Bo Jackson Air Trainer SC High, the Air Cross Trainer Low for men and women, the Air Trainer TW Light, and many more of Nike's best, including Nike's new clothing lineup, now at Olympia Sports. Great service and selection for everyone in the family at your New England Nike headquarters, Olympia Sports Stores.
Well, only 4 teams in the country have won 30 games this year. You're going to see 2 of the 4 tonight, so it's great college hockey playoff action. And Scott Smith, let's set the scene a little bit by taking a look at a couple of the players. First of all, for the Gophers, number 14, a sophomore, Trent Klatt.
Well, Trent Klatt, he's a big, strong sophomore, 6'1", 200 pounds. Minnesota's got some real powerful forwards out there, and Maine defense is going to have their hands full.
And meanwhile, for the Black Bears, the lone senior on the team is defenseman Brian Straub, injured in the Hockey East playoffs. He played last night. Good to have him back.
Well, it's definitely good to have Brian back. He's a leader back there, like we said, the lone senior, and he's really got to take charge and run that defensive squad tonight.
Well, there will be changes in goal for both teams. It'll be Garth Snow going for Maine. It'll be Tom Newman going for the Golden Gophers. And yes, Sean Walsh will be back behind the bench for Maine. He served his 1-game suspension last night. And you got to give a lot of credit to Red Gendron, who took over the reins along with Grant Stanbrook and Tim Whitehead, and they did an outstanding job. He is back tonight, and now we go downstairs and pick up our national anthem as sung by Mary Nightingale.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America.
Please remain standing and join Mary Nightingale as we sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets with glare, no bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of all free.
Mary Nightingale is a junior music major here at the university from Fort Fairfield, and she gets this crowd going. The officials for tonight's game: Matt Shigos is the referee. He's a CCHA ref. The linesman Mike Shigos, also from the CCHA, and Dick Zanotti is from the ECAC.
They had their hands full last night.
In goal for the Golden Gophers, number 29, he's Tom Newman. He's a 6'2", 195-pound sophomore. They had Jeff Stope in goal last night, did Minnesota. And for the Maine Black Bears, it's Garth Snow, the junior from Rentham, Massachusetts, standing 6'4", 190 pounds, with 17 wins and an outstanding goals against average to his credit.
One strong point for Maine, as it has been all year, is the goaltending. Both Mike and Garth have done a great job all year, and hopefully just another night for Garth in the net tonight.
Well, the road to the Final Four in college hockey stops right here in Orono, and we'll see what happens tonight. Doug Woog, the 6th-year coach of the Minnesota Gophers, he is Minnesota through and through. And Sean Walsh, in his 7th year with the Bears,
he's back.
He's back. I'll tell you what, Red's going to want a pay raise here. Red's 2-0 as a head coach. And there's Red right there beside him. And we're set for Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. The Bears won last night 4-0, and in come the Gophers. Right from the opening gun, Tom Peterson takes a shot that was stopped by Gar Snow, and he touches the puck for the first time. Now Keith Carney and Brian Straub play defense for Maine. Robitaille, Barkley, and Pellerin out there. 3 Gophers into forecheck. It's taken over there by Hankinson. Shot on, stopped by Snow. Tried to corral it, but couldn't. Now it's Bischoff. Back to the point and all the way down to the Minnesota goalie. There's a hit put on a Minnesota player there by Pellerin, and we've got our first penalty.
Scotty's going to take a seat for high sticking. Chigo's going to start nice and early.
Pellerin gave a wrap to Mike Muller, and it starts very similar to last night.
You can feel this one. It's a way to welcome the Gopher to the Alphon once again. A lot of banging going on last night. These teams play very physical.
Well, and the Bears scored 3 of the goals on the power play. Minnesota obviously held in check all night on their power play opportunities, so special teams will be a factor early in this game, and let's see what happens. It comes at the 19:22 mark. Roy is out there along with Montgomery to help kill it. Tony Link and Matt Martin play defense.
Maine did a great job last night by not letting Minnesota set up their power play and having all kinds of pressure on them real quick here.
In front, Durander tried to get it over to Olam. They couldn't connect. On it now is Klatt. Back to Richards. Blocked there nicely by Montgomery, and he'll break out with Roy. 2-on-2. Roy stops. Blocked down there by the defenseman Richards, but it does kill off some of the penalty. Now back break the Golden Gophers. It's Luke Johnson moving in. Their defensemen do a lot of rushing. Their defensemen are very offensive-minded. Now look at the scrum in the corner. 5 players going at it. You can hear Sean Walsh's voice from the other side of the rink, and it's cleared out of the zone. Sulfi's going after it. He gains control momentarily, still has it, drops it, tried to get it to Robitaille. Ridden out of there now by Corey Leyland. Every Minnesota player is from the state of Minnesota. In fact, their whole coaching staff is from the state of Minnesota, and that's an offside play on the Gophers.
Well, Minnesota really prides itself in supplying the U with Minnesota players, and that's all they recruit. They believe they should take the top players out of Minnesota every year, and they do.
Kent Sulfi, number 22 for the Maine Black Bears, playing today and last night, mainly because of his speed, if nothing else, maybe taking the place of Randy Olson for the weekend. There you see the numbers. Maine outstanding penalty kill. The Gopher power play, not quite what the Black Bear power play is. Now behind the net, Straub. Now Carney just whips it out of there and sends it down the ice. A half a minute now left on the penalty to Scott Pellerin. Jeff Nielsen can't control it at center ice. Straub sends it right back to Snow, and the Bears kill some valuable seconds. It winds up on the Minnesota bench, as does the puck. Wu gives it a flick to the linesman. David Lacouture.
Real role player out of Natick, Massachusetts. He comes to play every night, and he doesn't ask for too much, just a little ice time, get out there and skate around. He does a great job. Real team player.
Lacouture, Tepper, and Mercier, Maine's 4th line. They're nicknamed the Slug Line. Every team's got to have one of those lines, huh?
That's right.
Maine trying to kill off the rest of this power play. It's Jeff Nielsen trying to work it back to the point, intercepted by Carney, and then wrapped out of there by Mike Barkley of Maine. An inept power play for the Gophers, and it's all over now as Pellerin gets back on the ice. Now McAlpine takes a hit, sends the puck in deep, and we got bodies flying everywhere. Another penalty coming up, and it's going to be on the Gophers.
Number 23, Doug Zomek, just gave Scott Pellerin a shot. There was a collision in center ice, and Scotty got up and he just gave him a quick shot. And Chagot was right on Johnny on the spot. He made the call. Here we'll see the collision coming up. You watch Scotty jump up here, and 23 will come in and give him another little slash and a hello. Get back down on the ice, Scott. Scott doesn't mind that.
Well, as always, Scott's been right in the middle of the action for the first 3 minutes here. Off goes Doug Smolik, sophomore defenseman. Remember, the Bears had 3 power play goals last night. Sean Walsh sends out Robitaille along with Barkley and Pellerin. Martin and Murphy play the point positions, and Pellerin wraps it in. Newman can't stop it behind the net. Barkley is there. Back to the point. Murphy tries to send it in deep. Now Barkley. Mike holds to Martin. He'll tee it up. Blocker saved by Newman. To the corner it goes. Martin moves in deep to keep it there. Now Robitaille drives it in even deeper. Behind the net goes Barkley. Intercepted by the Gophers. Cleared out of there. Here's Pellerin trying to wind it up again. 2 men in deep for the Gophers. Out they come. Pellerin knocked down to the ice one more time by Tom Peterson this time. Now here comes Montgomery breaking in over the line. Drops it for Downey. Shot saved by Newman. And it comes back to Carney. His shot. Score!
Great heads-up play here by Jimmy Montgomery. You'll see Brian take the shot. The rebound comes right out to Jim, and instead of shooting it, he sees Keith Carney coming in the back door. Keith with a nice low wrister right on net. And Maine gets a 1-0 lead. Doug Woog said last night that they have to stay out of the penalty box. Here we'll have another better look at it. Jean-Yves camped in front, Brian Downey waiting for a rebound.
This is amazing. Just like last night, in the first period, Maine's first goal came from Keith Carney, only that time it was a 5-on-3 advantage.
What better time to have him peeking out, scoring goals?
And for Doug Woog, that's going to be his worst nightmare, to have the Bears jump out to an early lead, trailing in this series. His Gophers 1-0. Now Mercier tries to tee it up. It's blocked down in front, and back comes Bischoff. Grant Bischoff goes wide, centering pass, and never really did connect as the stick was lifted of Jason Miller. Good job by the Maine defenseman there. Now Bischoff keeps it in and squirts right through the middle. Now it's teed up and shot. Score! Minnesota comes right back. Luke Johnson, and it's tied 1-1.
We'll have to take a look on the replay there. Not sure who got that one. I think Hankinson might have got it off to the side of the net. Him and Keith Carney came back out in front. There was a nice low shot here. Watch to the right of your screen. We'll see who puts this in. Oh, he just beat Garth right between the legs on the 5-hole. It almost looked like it could have been deflected. See a nice hard drive right on the ice. It was deflected right in the high slot. We'll have to see who picked up that.
Well, Johnson, if he's credited with a goal, it's his 8th of the year. He's one of the 7 seniors on the team. So he was taking charge at that point, and all of a sudden it's a 1-1 game. Hang on, folks, because this is going to be a good one. Now in breaks the Gophers. It's Jarabi. Around the dasher it'll come. Brill fires it behind the net. Sulfai is on it for Maine. He'll just clear the zone. This is Minnesota's 4th line out there. This is Travis Richards. Rushes to center ice and then dumps it in. Dzik goes after it, but Chris Imes is there for Maine first. Can't clear the zone. Sulfai now wrapped around, but kept in there by the Gophers. Trent Klatt trying to make a move. They've got a mixed matched line out there. Klatt centers it. Only Maine players there. Now it clears to neutral ice. Whitmire almost had an intercept there as he continues to forecheck hard. Robitaille goes to the corner, takes a hit. Crowd wanted a call there. Murphy at center ice drives it right back in. Both teams trying to get their lines set, having trouble because the action is so fast-paced. Now Imes trying to work against Durander. He takes him down, and now Woog is hot because he wanted a penalty there. Now Robitaille, shot stopped by Newman and held on to by Peterson, and we've got a hand pass on the Gophers.
Great end-to-end action. Martin just, it almost looked like he was going to take a fake there, and we're going to take a break in the action here. We'll be back in 30.
It could have been you. It could have been you. Counting the dough and planning to go on that 3-month cruise. Walking in style down Easy Street, wearing a smile. Oh, it could have been sweet, but what can I say? You just didn't play. It could have been you.
All right, back at Alphon, Dale Duff along with Scott Smith. Jim Montgomery set to take the face-off against Craig Johnson, won by Maine. Downey trying to cut through, couldn't get the shot up, and Montgomery there behind the net, working hard. Pinned against the boards. In comes Downey, though, to scoop it out. He moves behind the net, pops in front, but Travis Richards is there for the Gophers. Now Smolik tries to clear the zone, and it just does get over the blue line. Now they'll rush up ice. It's Corey Leyland going to the corner. Squirts in front, ridden out of there, though, by Maine. At center ice, Luke Johnson, Travis Richards, their #1 defensive pairing out there. Corey Leyland sends it in deep. Gophers want to make another line change. Now here comes Lacouture from Maine. He'll dump it in, and Tepper will go after it. Newman drives it to the corner. Look at that action in front there. Now it's ridden out of there by the Gophers. Here comes John Brill. Now shot on, saved by Snow. Dzik with that shot. He's taken down to the corner by 2 Maine players, and I think we're going to have a penalty on Maine.
Matt Martin's going to have a seat for holding. John Brill had a nice shot on net, and Matt followed him right in the corner and tugged him down.
Well, the referee is from the CCHA, which is supposedly one of the roughest leagues in the country. You'd think he lets a lot go, but the fact is he calls it very close, or at least he did last night and so far tonight.
Well, he's got to keep the game in control. His supervisor's here tonight, and he wants to do a good job. This is one of the biggest games probably of his career.
By the way, last night Maine whistled for 7 penalties. The Gophers whistled for 10, so it was pretty much even up. Martin goes off for 2 minutes. The call was holding. Okay, holding is the call at the 13:02 mark. It's Maine 1, Minnesota 1. Now remember, the Bears won last night. A win tonight, and the Bears are in the Final Four. The puck squirts over the glass and into the crowd. So we'll have another face-off to the left of Garth Snow. Here's the referee from the CCHA. He also was the referee for Maine's first series of the year out at Lake Superior a long, long time ago, way back in early October. Gophers trying to keep it in, work the power play, but Maine gets it to neutral ice. Larry Olam now with Peterson. Broken up by Maine. Here comes Robitaille. Now he'll decide to rag it a bit, kill off some of that clock. Now Martin just rips it down the ice off of the boards. Intercepted now by Sulfai, re-intercepted by the Gophers. Back they come. Bischoff through center ice, tries to make a pass, can't do it. Now it's Olam holding. Carney takes him down. Puck goes through the middle. Now in front, slides right through the crease, but nobody touched it. Now Olam trying to keep it in. Cleared out of there by the Bears.
See, great pressure by Maine. They're not letting Minnesota get set up, and that's what they have to do. Minnesota's got a great power play once they get it set up.
You saw the time there left on the Matt Martin penalty. In breaks Durander, but that's an offside play. Well, the Gophers are 13-6-2 on the road this year. Been an outstanding road team. But Maine is 21-2 at home. So it's a good road team against a great home team. Maine won last night 4-0, although the game was much closer than that 4-0 score. One of the goals, an empty netter. Jim Montgomery with 3 assists last night. He has an assist on the first goal tonight.
Johnny's pick up another goal.
And Maine got a great shutout performance from freshman goalie Mike Dunham. And Garth Snow's in goal tonight for Maine as the rotation continues as it has for most of the season. Minnesota on a power play, and again it is not clicking very well. Maine playing great on this power play opportunity, a shorthanded situation I should say. Kept in by Johnson, now cleared by Maine. Montgomery's got a partial break. Holes, shoots, and then it flips up into the screen where we'll have another face-off. There he is, the point man, Jim Montgomery.
I'd like to have a stopwatch on him and see how much ice time he logs.
His assist, by the way, on that first goal is his 80th point of the year. And Dave Capuano's record of 85 points in the season is in jeopardy by both Mr. Montgomery and Mr. Roy.
Hey, you're getting pretty good at that.
7 seconds left on the penalty to Maine's Matt Martin. Face-off won by the Gophers, John Brill. And up they'll start, Doug Smolik. Now, Chris McAlpine moves it in, but Maine quickly. No, they don't clear the zone. Kept in smartly by the Gophers. Now, turnaround shot, attempted anyway, by Brill to no avail. Back into the corner it goes. Brill one more time against Lacouture. He takes him up against the boards very hard. Down they go, and the puck is somewhere underneath them, and finally they get a whistle. Well, David said hello to John in no uncertain terms there. There's a break in the action. It's Maine 1, Minnesota 1.
There's one bank in Maine that reinvests more in our communities than any other bank. One bank that lends more experience and financial support to people all across our state with a commitment you won't find anywhere else. A bank over $30 billion strong to help take you anywhere you want to go. That one bank is your local Fleet Bank.
All right, you see the numbers almost halfway through this first period. 1-1 the score. Face-off won by the Bears' Kent Sulphi. Behind the net, Tony Link to Matt Martin. Widmeyer brings it out for the Bears. At center ice, he'll dump it in, and Tomberlin and company will go after it. Tomberlin, Widmeyer, and Sulphi, Maine's third line. Working hard, Steve Widmeyer behind the net. Trying to get that thing centered. It did momentarily, but it's ridden out of there by Craig Johnson. He can't clear the zone, though. Now it's a shot on, stopped and almost tucked in by the Bears. The net is open. The goalie's down and out. Now it's Link teeing it up, blocked down in front. One more time, it's deflected wide. Oh, that net was open. It seemed like an hour. And it's caught on, hung on to now by Newman. And boy, oh boy, Mr. Newman is one lucky goaltender.
Tony Link must have felt he like he was in a shooting gallery there. He had 3 good shots right on net. Steve Widmeyer got a nice tip on this last one here. You'll see Tony right on the ice. I think that's one of the first ones. Oh, we missed the tip a little bit. That was right in his glove. I think he's going to hold on to that one. A great shot. Here we'll see the tip. Justin Tomberlin gives a little shot. Oh, almost gets that rebound.
Well, Newman's got 19 wins to his credit. They have had a rotating goalie system, much like Maine. Through the crease that puck goes, and all the way to center ice where Chris Imes takes over. Chris Imes must know quite a few of these guys. He's from Birchdale, Minnesota. One of 2 Maine players from Minnesota. The other one, Justin Tomberlin. Now behind the net, look at Robitaille work. In front, Barkley tried to get a shot off, but went wide. Maine player down in the crease, and they won't let him up. It's Pellerin. Who else? Now the Gophers gain the zone. In goes Bischoff, makes the spin move, but right on him is Barkley. Now Robitaille pins a man to the boards, and Hines goes after the puck. Hankinson joins in there. Now there's a shot on from the point that goes high and wide of Snow. Richards behind the net. Oh, he takes a hit from a Maine player. It's Pellerin. And a penalty coming up on Pellerin.
Nope.
Oh, boy.
No. Brent Hankinson's going to go off for roughing. He had a free shot on Scott Pellerin and just drove a right hand right into his face. Shegood was right on the spot, and he called that.
Well, it's definitely retaliation. Take a look.
We'll see Scott here. He can't really find the puck. Watch 19 come in here. Drop that stick, and boom, there's a right hand.
Ooh.
Scotty, hey, what's going on here?
Moments earlier.
The Shediac, New Brunswick native.
Moments earlier, he gave Hankinson a real knock, and Ben is caught in the retaliation, and he's sitting in a spot that he knows oh so well because he was there 3 times last night. In fact, Hankinson came into the series with 115 minutes in penalties just this year. And he's got 2 more. 8:48 left in this opening period. It's Maine 1, Minnesota 1. The Bears try to crank up the power play. Montgomery, Downey, Roy out there along with Carney and Straw. Now here's Montgomery through center ice, gets Carney, makes the stick move, shoots, gloved by Newman, and he'll hold on.
Hey, Keith likes that idea of scoring goals. He walked right in the top of the circle, let a nice hard wrist shot go. Newman had to come up with the glove. He said, I better hang on to this when he had Jean-Yves Roy bearing right down on him. Keith uses a nice screen on number 4 and, hey, puts a nice hard shot on.
Carney now has 5 goals in his last 5 games. He's not what you'd call the goal scorer. I mean, he's got all those assists, but boy, has he been red hot, lighting it up lately.
He's been saving them, Dale.
Great time, too, to get hot. All right, here he is again. Makes the spin move to Straub, and deep it goes to Downey. Back to Carney. Now Roy pulls the trigger. Oh, it's just wide by Montgomery as he tried to tuck it in that little open corner. A minute left on the Hankinson penalty. The Bears drive it in. They'll make some changes on the blue line at least. Carney stays out there. Martin is joining him on the blue line. And the puck jumps up into the crowd. There he is. Jean-Yves Roy. The marked man.
They play so well together, know where each other is at all times. Great opportunity there. Jean-Yves just shoveled the puck down in the net, and he knew Jimmy was going to be there, and he just deflected it wide. Jimmy knows he had that goal. He'll have another chance tonight.
I think he will. Now Steve Tepper, Tomberlin in there. Now Justin Holds back to Sulfi. Now Martin. Sulfi one more time. Deep in the corner, trying to work the give and go to no avail. Craig Johnson lugs it out of there for Minnesota and just dumps it down the ice.
A little different look here on the power play.
Yeah, Tomberlin, Sulfi, and Tepper.
We see Steve Tepper. He'll set up right in front of Newman once they get it in the zone and set up.
Now, breakout maybe for the Gophers. It's Jeff Nielsen, fires it on, gloved smartly by Garceau, and he'll send the Bears away. Steve Tepper, though, can't get control of that pass. Into the corner he goes. Now Peterson drives it out of there. And the penalty is over to Hankinson. So it's back 5-on-5 with 6.5 minutes left in this first period. 1-1 the score. Now Olam tries to move through 2 Maine defensemen. Snow comes out to play it. Gets it all the way down to center ice. He is so strong with the stick, Garceau. Now Lacouture drives it in deep. Widmeyer lines up a man and gives him a heavy hit. Lacouture gives a man a hit. Now they're caught deep. It's 2-on-2. In breaks Olam. Good play by Murphy to stand him up. Now Luke Johnson behind the net, squirts in front. There's a shot, goes wide of Garceau, tipped in front, and Snow covers it up. There's a break in the action. Maine 1, Minnesota 1. Back in just a moment.
You are about to see beautiful doors. Fiber classic doors from Therma-Tru. Do not dwell on their appearance. Instead, try to discern their inner beauty. The remarkable insulating value. The unique composite construction. And of course, the most beautiful aspect of all. What a wood door would be, if it could be.
Visit Welch's Hardware in Lumber East Lebanon, DePrizio Lumber, Union, New Hampshire.
All right, there's the look at the Maine bench. Steve Widmeyer, you see his view as the face-off won by Maine. Straub sends it around the dasher where Link drives it out to center ice. Now it's Robitaille trying to make a move, goes left, works the backhander. Barkley couldn't get that pass, however. Hankinson ridden to the boards by Barkley, and it squirts to center ice. Carney intercepts for the Bears. He sends it right back in. Barkley's got to step on his man, moves in, stopped by Newman, goes to the corner where Pellerin is there. Hankinson wraps him up. Carney moves in deep. Hankinson's a marked man here now. Behind the net, the puck goes free. I'll tell you what, Pellerin and Hankinson have a little thing going. Watch out for that one. Now the Gophers send it to center ice as Chris McAlpine just sends it to some neutral ice. Maine takes over. Now re-intercepted by Hankinson. He's taken down on the play, and Maine takes over. Hankinson is their captain. He tries to stir things up, and I'd say he does a pretty good job of that. He also kills them by taking so many penalties. My opinion, anyway. Now the puck all the way down on Newman. Roua and company forechecking hard. Corey Leyland gets it ahead now to Craig Johnson. Johnson through blue line, now sends it in, deflected wide where Roua goes after it. Now Brian Downey starts it back for the Bears. End-to-end action. Downey moving in, drops for Martin, shot goes wide of the net. On it now is John Brill. Montgomery at center ice drives it back in. Maine wants to make changes. In fact, the Gophers want to change up as well. Now in breaks Jarabi. His shot on, stopped by Snow. Fans on the rebound shot. Dzik takes a hit, and Tony Link takes over for Maine. From Anchorage, Alaska, Tony Link. Center ice tried to connect with Tepper, couldn't do it. Travis Richards sends it outside the zone. He'll just dump it in over the line, but quickly intercepted, and here comes Tepper. Can he get to the puck? To the corner he goes, waits for someone to get in front, and the Gophers take over. They come, Peterson shot, rebound, cleared out of there by Snow, just in the nick of time. Oh my, it was John Brill with an open net momentarily, and he saw it, but Snow came up big. Wow. 3 minutes left in this fast-paced first period, 1-1 the score. At center ice, Trent Klatt moves in around one man, looks to center it, shot, score! Tom Peterson gives the Gophers their first lead of the series.
Trent Klatt with a real smart play, made the Maine. I believe it was Chris Imes went down, and he just made a nice pass, and Garth didn't have much of a chance on that one. Take a look on the replay. There's some loyal Minnesota fans that made the trip. He just holds and holds, and Chris really didn't know what to do there, and hey, gives Garth a lot of credit for doing that double pad coming across. He just almost caught that one.
Yeah, and credit Klatt with a lot of this. Oh, great pass.
Great pass. He just hung on. Made Chris make his move, and Minnesota up 2-1.
And so Tom Peterson from Thomas Jefferson High School in Minnesota gives the Gophers the lead. Shot on, cleared out of there smartly by Gar Snow. All right, it's very interesting. It comes late in this first period. 2.5 minutes left in this first period. Let's see what happens now. And we've got a high stick call. Bad puck batted down with a high stick, so we'll have another face-off right here in the neutral zone. Well, all of a sudden, Alphon grows a little more quiet here.
Except for the Minnesota contingency.
Yes.
We do have some people out here. Bloomington, suburb of Minneapolis.
Jason Miller, yes. You're very familiar with all these towns. St. Paul, hometown, right?
St. Paul, Minnesota, my hometown.
Well, I hope I'm there next week.
I'd like to see this Maine team there next week.
That's right. That's what I mean. That's the only way I'm going to be there.
I'd really like to see the Maine team there and not have Doug Woog there.
Well, Carney just drives it in from Maine, but first on it is the Gophers, and it's Doug Smolik. Downey slows him up, but around the dasher it goes. Trent Klatt can't clear it, squirts free. Downey is there. Shot deflected wide, right on, but it was Chris McAlpine making the deflection and making it go wide. Listen to the heavy hitting along the boards. Now we're going to have another penalty, and it'll be on the Gophers.
Chris McAlpine had to give Jimmy Montgomery an extra shot there. It's not a very smart penalty.
This is what killed Minnesota last night, frankly. Silly penalties, and they didn't learn anything overnight, for their sake anyway. Chris McAlpine will go off.
Well, Shagoo has to make that call. He's standing right there watching it, and Chris McAlpine gives him, just punches Jimmy Montgomery in the head.
Well, the call is roughing. He's a tough cookie, this McAlpine. In fact, he's so tough that as a freshman coming in, had a little scrimmage, a little preseason fight with Hankinson, the senior captain, to kind of show his stuff early in camp. Now Alphon gets noisy as the Bears will try to get this period to an end and get it tied up. We've got 1:51 left in this first period. So the Bears, if they don't score, will have a few seconds of the power play to begin the next stanza. There's a shot on wide of Newman. I don't think he ever saw it, but it was wide, fortunately for his sake. Maine back to the point. Murphy can't keep it in the zone, and now can they break out? Jason Miller with it, leaves it. Murphy pins a man to the boards, and Robitaille gains the zone. Moving, dropping it for Pellerin. Boy, he's been active in this first period. Behind the net, Robitaille. Barkley is there as well. Around the dasher it goes, and cleared out of there by the Gophers. Pellerin drives it to the open corner. After it is Travis Richards. Takes a hit, but clears the zone. Now Craig Johnson, stick check nicely by Keith Carney. One minute now left in this first period. Bears on the power play. Now they get the Roy line out there with Straub and Carney. Boy, Keith's logged a lot of ice time already tonight, as he always does. 40 seconds left in the period now. Now the Gophers change up. Maine will try to catch them on that change. They drive it in. Roy there, but on it first is Smolik. Now Montgomery holds it along the corner now. Comes out, drives it back in deep where Roy. Back to Montgomery. In front. Downey couldn't pull the trigger. He tried, but I think someone lifted his stick. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, there's a shot on by the Gophers, and Snow had to be quick there. Almost deflected in there. And as time runs down and the first period comes to an end. What a great, great first period. Tom Newman and company will leave the ice after one period with a 2-1 lead. It's their first and only lead of this series. Remember, if the Bears can win tonight, the series is over, and Sean Walsh and company will head to St. Paul in the Final Four. The Gophers are trying their best to make it a third game.
Open up this season at your New England Nike Sports headquarters, Olympia Sports Stores. All Olympia Sports locations are featuring Nike's spring lineup: Air Jordan, Air Command Force, and don't forget the Air Flight Light, Air Ultra Force, Quantum Force 2. And for all you cross trainers, the Bo Jackson Air Trainer SC High, the Air Cross Trainer Low for men and women, the Air Trainer TW Light, and many more of Nike's best, including Nike's new clothing lineup, now at Olympia Sports. Great service and selection for everyone in the family at your New England Nike headquarters, Olympia Sports Stores.
Let's say you're hungry, but you want to stay under 300 calories. You could try gumdrops, all 9 of them. Or try McDonald's new grilled chicken breast sandwich. A grilled chicken breast fillet, ripe tomato, crisp lettuce, and your choice of barbecue sauce, honey mustard, or light mayo on a wheat bun. So when you're hungry but 300 calories is your limit, you could sink your teeth into watercress, several pounds. Or try McDonald's new grilled chicken breast sandwich for a limited time.
All this month, Lee Dodge is offering 1991 Caravans for just $99 over invoice. People have said to me, how can you do that? Here's how. Chrysler Corporation offered special volume discounts if we accepted large shipments of Dodge Caravans in January. We did. We ordered over 200 minivans. But we have to sell them fast, and that's why we're offering them for just $99 over invoice. $99 over invoice, and we'll prove it to you only at Lee Dodge in Westbrook.
20 minutes complete at Alfond Arena, and right now the Black Bears find themselves in strange territory. They trail by the score of 2-1. Both Maine and Minnesota have had plenty of NCAA playoff experience over the years. Maine is making its 5th straight appearance in the NCAA tournament. Minnesota, its 7th. And both these teams know that the key to making the Final Four is winning that first game. The Alfond Arena welcomed a new spectator last night. Sean Walsh served his 1-game suspension with father-in-law Ron Mason from a folding chair atop the arena office. While Walsh scribbled notes, assistant Red Gendron changed the lines. The Bears started slowly, courtesy of a 2-week layoff, but finally beat Gopher goalie Jess Stolt 15 minutes in. Keith Carney found the twine for a 1-0 Maine lead.
I'm looking to shoot more than I was, during the season. During the season, I tended to look to pass more, and now I'm looking to shoot more, and I'm having a little bit of luck there.
All the luck would be Maine's for the next 34 minutes. The Gophers buzzed the Maine net, but freshman goalie Mike Dunham answered every Gopher shot with a save to preserve the 1-goal lead.
That's my job to get the first shot, and then hopefully not facing him more.
Into the third period, Maine needed some breathing room, and when Maine needs a goal, they turn to the lumber of Jean-Yves Roy. He nets goal number 33 with just over 11 minutes to play. But the speedy Gophers did not relent. They attacked. Sophomore marksman Trent Klatt broke in on Dunham, and it looked like the Gophers were back in it.
Here comes Klatt, right in on goal! Oh, what a save by Dunham!
We were kind of hyped up after that second goal, and I saw the guy breaking, and I just played him. I just came out and played him, and I just stuck my leg out and it happened to hit my pads.
I tried to fake it, put on the backhand in the far corner, but I think Mike read me.
Klatt and his teammates would never again find that much room in front of Dunham. The Maine defense clamped down, and the Bears added a goal from Brian Downey and an empty netter from Kent Salfi to cement the 4-0 win and move one step closer to the college hockey Final Four.
The kids just did a great job. We worked really hard defensively, and for most of the night didn't give Minnesota a great deal of skating room, and Michael came up big when he needed to, and it was just a fabulous team effort.
You're asking for 2 wins in a building that people haven't won in, but hey, you need a little bit of fortune. If we just get the wheel to turn a little bit for us, we'll be there.
Maine and Minnesota are only 2 of 8 teams still playing hockey now at this point in the season. The other games going on this weekend, Boston University last night beat Michigan 4-1 at their place. Boston University, the number 2 seed in the East. Clarkson shocked Lake Superior at Norris Arena 7-3 last night to take a 1-0 series lead there. And Northern Michigan beat Alaska Anchorage 8-5. The series winner of that will meet the Maine-Minnesota series winner Thursday in St. Paul. The Black Bears trail right now the Golden Gophers by the score of 2-1. When we come back, we'll have first period highlights.
Racquetball lives. You can find all the racquetball you want at the Racket and Fitness Center, 2445 Congress Street, Portland. Lessons, singles leagues, team leagues, and game arranging. No membership fees at the Racket and Fitness Center, and our courts are always open. Come play or just stop by for lunch. Give us a call today at 775-6128. The Racket and Fitness Center, open from 6 a.m. daily. The Racket and Fitness Center.
Everyone is rushing to Maine Mall Motors for great deals on great cars, like Honda, Nissan, and Toyota. Maine Mall Motors is the only place that sells all 3. And they sell more Hondas, Nissans, and Toyotas than any dealer in New England. How? Simple. They have hundreds to choose from, great service, and a convenient location across from the mall. Most important, they make it easy to buy a car. You decide the price you want to pay. Maine's best deals are at Maine Mall Motors. Hurry in now and prove it to yourself.
Game 2 of the NCAA quarterfinal series going on right now at Alfond Arena. The Black Bears of Maine find themselves in strange territory. They trail Minnesota by the score of 2-1. Let's take a look at some of those first period highlights. Early on, Maine got the first goal. Brian Downey bears in. Tom Newman makes the stop, but it's shoveled back to Keith Carney, and he rifles it home for a 1-0 lead for the Black Bears. But Minnesota would come back. Luke Johnson at the point. The defenseman will get the puck. And he winds up, takes a shot through a screen. It beats guard Snow. That ties the game at 1-1. Now, the Black Bears would have some good opportunities later on in the period. Newman will make a nice glove save on Carney, going for his 8th goal of the year, but he stones him. Later, Roy, a nice pass in front to Jim Montgomery. But the tip attempt is wide. He has a wide open side of the net, and he can't make it. But the Gophers would finally forge ahead. Trent Klaas will pass in front to Tom Peterson. He jams it home underneath Snow's pads, and that's where we stand. After 20 minutes, the Black Bears trail Minnesota 2-1 for their Minnesota's first lead so far of this series. So right now it's make or break time for, obviously, for Minnesota and for Maine. Both teams hoping to make it to the Final Four. We'll update all the quarterfinal scores and take a look at the NHL action right after this.
You are about to see beautiful doors, fiber classic doors from Therma-Tru. Do not dwell on their appearance. Instead, try to discern their inner beauty. The remarkable insulating value, the unique composite construction, and of course the most beautiful aspect of all, what a wood door would be if it could be.
Visit Welch's Hardware in Lumber East Lebanon, DePrizio Lumber, Union, New Hampshire.
It's a delicate balance. On the one hand, I want more for my family, more opportunities, chances to grow. But on the other hand, I don't want to change our way of life, the reason we live here. I think you have to find a balance you're comfortable with. And around here, it's easy to see what's important. All you have to do is look around.
Professional action underway as well today. The Buffalo Sabres were in town for a matinee at the Boston Garden with the Bruins. They probably should have stayed at home. The Bees won 6-3. Now, before the game, they announced this year's winner of the 7th Player Award.
And now for the 23rd 7th Player Award, as we get into a second generation of Boston Bruins. The winner is Ken Hodge, Jr.
Ken Hodge, the 23rd 7th Player of the Year, or as we say. His father, interestingly enough, did not win it. The awards presentation sparks the Bruins. They get the first goal of the game. Poole in a nice touch pass. Dave Christian one-times it for a 1-0 Boston lead. Former Maine player John Tortorella to the left of Buffalo coach Rick Dudley on the bench. He's an assistant there in Buffalo. Bees on the power play. They win the face-off, and it goes back to Bork. He fires it, and it goes in off the crossbar for a 2-0 Boston lead. Leading 2-1 now. Buffalo got one back. Craig Janney steals the puck in the Buffalo zone. He drops it for Neely, who snaps it home. Neely's 46th goal of the year. Bruins up 3-1 on their way to a 6-3 victory. Take a look at some of the other scores in NHL action this afternoon. Only a couple other games. Boston there, you see that score. Chicago 7-5 winners over Pittsburgh. Philly a 7-4 winner over the Patrick Division leading New York Rangers, and Hartford and Quebec just getting underway as we speak. The Maine Mariners and the Halifax Citadels are tied after 2 periods in American Hockey League action. Maine led 2-0 early in the second before the Citadels came back behind a pair of goals by former Michigan State player and Hobey Baker winner Kip Miller. So that's the way things are right now. The Mariners are in 4th place in the American Hockey League, 2 points ahead of Halifax and Fredericton. Well, we'll join Dale Duff and Scott Smith for third period action from Alfond Arena, where right now the Black Bears trail Minnesota 2-1. And later, Bill Green profiles one of the best scorers in Maine history, Jim Montgomery.
It could have been you. It could have been you. Counting the dough and planning to go on that 3-month cruise. Walking in style down Easy Street, wearing a smile. Oh, it could have been sweet, but what can I say? You just didn't play. It could have been you.
All this month, Lee Dodge is offering 1991 Caravans for just $99 over invoice. People have said to me, how can you do that? Here's how. Chrysler Corporation offered special volume discounts if we accepted large shipments of Dodge Caravans in January. We did. We ordered over 200 minivans. But we have to sell them fast, and that's why we're offering them for just $99 over invoice. $99 over invoice, and we'll prove it to you only at Lee Dodge in Westbrook.
All right, 2-1, the Golden Gophers over the Black Bears at the end of the first 20 minutes. And Scott Smith, that was a fast and furious first period of play.
Well, Minnesota showed Maine fans why they've won 30 games this year. You know, they can really come back from deficit, and they showed the Black Bears are here to play tonight.
We want to show you a couple of the highlights in that game. Now, the Bears, just as they did last night, got things off to a good start, scoring on the power play. Keith Carney was the man.
Well, Jimmy Montgomery makes a nice heads-up play here after this shot's taken by Brian Downey. Hey, the rebound comes out to Jimmy. Instead of shooting it, you can see the goaltender's down. He looks for the back door. Keith Carney coming down the backside. Keith just lets a nice, low, hard wrister go and beats Newman right between the legs. Nice shot.
And Jim Montgomery has 4 assists in the 5 goals so far this weekend. Now, very quickly, the Gophers tied it up. Luke Johnson.
Luke just has a nice rebound off the boards, and there's some confusion in front, a screen, and he just takes a nice hard blast, and it just beats Carr through the 5-hole.
And that came less than a minute after the Carney goal. Okay, so it's 1-1. Late in the period, it's Tom Peterson scoring from Klatt.
Well, Klatt comes down to the right side, and you'll see Tom Peterson on the right side of your screen. He's all in front, wide open, just shovels one right on the ice, and beats Garth. Garth's a little late coming across with the double pad save, and Minnesota's up 2-1.
Penalties, 3 of them. Oh, we're going to take one more thing. Here's an almost goal by Maine.
Well, Brian Downey probably wish he had this one again. The puck's in the air, and he tries pulling her out and just misses it. That'd have been a nice goal. That would have been a classic.
Well, penalties, 3 of them for Minnesota and 2 of them for Maine. And the Bears will have a few more seconds on the power play as we begin period 2.
Well, the refereeing so far tonight has been very good, and he's letting the players play out there and just taking the game one minute at a time. Overall, it's been a real good game for both teams.
So this is game 2 of a best-of-3 series. Bears winning last night 4-0. If there is a third game necessary tomorrow night, stay tuned to the stations of the Maine Broadcasting System, because we'll be right here to bring it to you if a third game is necessary. 7 seconds now still remaining on that penalty to McAlpine, and as play begins, he is now out of the box, and so quickly it is 5-on-5. There's a shot on by Peterson, and what do we have? A whistle.
We're going to have a hitting from behind. Mr. Barkley's going to have a seat.
Okay.
He usually doesn't take any penalties. Trying to come out in the period right away and get things going.
The referee has said, I am going to take control of this series right from the get-go, and he has done that, and I can appreciate that. I don't know if Sean Walsh can right now, although he's not complaining on that call. So Mike Barkley, who does not get a lot of penalties, as Scott just mentioned, is in the box for 2 minutes. He is back this weekend off of a knee injury. He hasn't played for a while.
He's been battling all year with injuries. It's been a rough year on Mike mentally, as long physically. He's had to really battle through some problems. Those knees, once the knees start going, it's a day-to-day situation.
It comes just 17 seconds into this second period, and the Gophers have the advantage. In breaks Durander. Oh, it jumps off his stick. Straub takes him to the corner. He almost had a break in there for the Gophers. Now Trent Klatt works behind with Durander. Carney doing nice work there for Maine, and he'll gain control of the puck. Gets it out of the zone, now hauled right back in there by Olam. He's pinned to the boards by Pellerin, and Straub sweeps it out of there. Maine makes quick changes. Minnesota can't connect on the passes, and Maine breaks back. Sofi goes to the corner. Behind the net, he's tripped up. Olam does that. Now he's pushed down by Peterson, and Peterson almost takes down the referee. Tom Peterson says, get out of my way. Now Link at center ice. Meant to just fire it down the ice, but it winds up in the crowd, so we'll have a face-off near center ice.
Souvenir for one of the Maine fans. Hopefully you didn't catch that one off the melon. You always see those fans catch pucks hitting the head and never know where it's coming.
Tony Link, as we mentioned, from Alaska, 6th-round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers. If he scores a goal tonight, we've got news, folks, because he is looking for his first college goal. Maybe tonight. Let's hope. Behind the net, Miller wanted to backhand it. Now Hankinson behind the net, stick handling, goes down. He had trouble last night that way. Now Miller behind the net, back it'll come, Richards. Martin's working hard, driven in deep. Hankinson's there. In front, sticked away by Snow. Score! Oh, it deflected in on a weird bounce, and the Gophers have a 2-goal lead.
We'll have to see on the replay how that one went in. I almost think Jimmy Montgomery might have knocked that puck in.
I don't believe a Minnesota player was the last one to touch it. Let's see.
See Bitchoff off to the left of your screen, and Hankinson was trying to make the pass over, and Garth with a great heads-up play poke checked that puck, and I think that might have hit Jimmy Montgomery.
Well, let's look at it from this angle.
We'll have a little better look at it. You see the good pass across, and Garth with a nice, right off Jimmy's shoulder.
Oh, boy. All right, so the Bears find themselves down by 2. It's a power play goal for the Gophers. We'll wait and see who gets credit for that goal. Obviously, it went in off of Montgomery. Behind the net, working in front, almost centered there by the Gophers. Sulfly rides it out of there. He's got Imes. He'll just drive it in. Newman hangs on. Then he'll drop it for his defenseman. Around the dasher, but not out. In front, Cumberland had his stick lifted, or he would have had a shot off. Now the puck bounces all the way down to Snow. The Gophers want to change quickly. Maine tries to catch him on that change. Whitmire moves in. His shot, it hits the glove of Newman and deflects high. And I'll tell you what, Newman's glove wasn't too quick on that one.
Boy, that was a close save on Newman. He got that glove up quick. Steve Whitmire with a blast off. You see, he didn't have both skates on. I guess he did. Boy, that was a nice shot. Nice glove save. Steve wants another shot at that one, I think.
From Bedford, Nova Scotia, and hello to folks over in Nova Scotia and all the Maritimes, as well as folks in Maine and New Hampshire watching this action. It's 3-1. The Gophers with the lead. By the way, Ben Hankinson gets credit for that goal. It went off Montgomery, but Hankinson was the last man to touch it, so give Hankinson the goal. And it's his 20th goal of the year. 3-1, the Gophers in the lead. This is game 2 of a best-of-3 series. Maine won last night 4-0. Now, intercepted the Gophers. Shot goes wide, taken there by Craig Johnson. Now the Gophers putting some heavy pressure on. Roy sends it around the dasher, trying to clear the zone. Downey gets it outside. Now Luke Johnson intercepted by Montgomery. Back it comes to Downey. In front, it hit the skate of Richards, and Roy was standing right there if it had gotten through. Now here comes Carney. There's a blaster taken by Downey. Stick to the corner again. Now it's Luke Johnson clearing the zone. At center ice, the senior defenseman dumps it in deep, and he wants to get off the ice. Now intercepted by the Gophers. Trent Klatt in front. Durander's there, pulls the trigger, blocked. McAlpine's shot partially fanned on, knocked down in front. Heavy pressure from Minnesota here. Now intercepted. Here comes Tepper. Breaking in, Steve Tepper got Mercier, but the pass ends up behind him. I think it caught a skate of a Gopher player. Now Ken Durander at center ice. He's one of their better players. We haven't heard much from him so far tonight. The pass winds up into the crowd.
Maine's going to have to regroup here a little bit and settle things down. Minnesota's getting them run around a little bit, and they're going to find themselves in trouble, especially in their defensive zone. A lot of people standing around watching the puck, and when they're standing watching the puck, they're in front of Garth, and that's not good.
Well, Ken Durander, here it is, in front.
All kinds of action. Ken Durander, you wish he had another shot at that one.
Now Pellerin tried to get a shot off. McAlpine kind of partially deflected that one. It's Robitaille, just goes out and then drops it in deep. Man hauled down in front. No call there. The crowd on that end wanted something. Maine continues with the pressure. Now Gophers try to clear the zone. They do, finally. Link couldn't keep it in. He'll just drive it back in. Maine will go after it. Robitaille and Pellerin go into forecheck. Now intercepted by Barkley. In front shot, stopped by Newman. It was Pellerin with a one-timer. In front again, right through the crease it goes. Martin drives it in deep. Now Robitaille tries to crisscross with Pellerin. Doesn't work. Puck loose in the corner, and the Gophers take over. Hankinson tries to tip it out the zone. Can't do it. Now it's finally hauled out of there by Jason Miller. Now in break the Gophers. This is Bischoff ahead to Peterson. Gloved and saved by Snow. Oh, he robbed him. What a save by Snow to keep the Bears alive. It's 3-1 Minnesota. We'll take a timeout.
Let's say you're hungry, but you want to stay under 300 calories. You could try gumdrops, all 9 of them. Or try McDonald's new grilled chicken breast sandwich. A grilled chicken breast fillet, ripe tomato, crisp lettuce, and your choice of barbecue sauce, honey mustard, or light mayo on a wheat bun. So when you're hungry but 300 calories is your limit, you could sink your teeth into watercress, several pounds. Or try McDonald's new grilled chicken breast sandwich for a limited time.
Here we see Peterson from Minnesota with a great opportunity. Garth Snow coming up with a big save. Gopher holds up a little bit, makes Maine defenseman stop. Peterson's in all alone. Garth with a nice glove. Little acrobatic roll over there.
Well, Garth Snow playing in his 25th game of the year, and they'll never have a bigger save than that one. Now the Gophers, more heavy pressure. Nick Jarabi, back to the point, it'll come. Teed up in front, knocked down by Snow, sticked away. Boy, the Gophers have a jump in their skate, but now here comes Sulfi, trying to break around a man, stick to the corner. Gophers ride it back out of there. Here comes Travis Richards. He's got Jarabi, drops it off now, in front, shot, stopped by Snow again, and the net comes off its mooring, so we'll have a whistle. And the Bears need it.
The big difference tonight, Maine's forwards aren't holding up in the neutral zone. They're letting Minnesota take off and fly out of their defensive zone and come in 4-on-4, 4-on-3. Minnesota's involved. They're pumped up right now. They're playing well. Look at, they're smiling on the bench.
That's their fourth line, too. Nick Jarabi, Brill, Diedzik.
Not like last night where they're all, hanging in the dumps and down on each other. They're having fun right now. They're moving. Maine's got to pick it up in the neutral zone.
Doug Woog said he thought his team played pretty well last night, except for the power play. Sean Walsh, a bit pensive, and why not? His team down by 2. But plenty of hockey left here to go tonight. 14 minutes and 19 seconds left in this second period. Now Corey Leyland working with Craig Johnson behind the net. Carney and Straub there, Montgomery as well. They clear the zone. No, they don't. McAlpine shot on, stopped by Snow. He'll just backhand it right up into the crowd. Ooh. He could
have called Garth for a delay of game there, but Shigid knows he was just trying to clear the puck. That's a decision, judgment call on the referee. No one's arguing that, so.
There's Doug Woog, the Minnesota coach. Went to St. Paul High School, was an all-state high school player. Went to the University of Minnesota, was an all-American hockey player. And now he's back as the Gopher coach.
Hey, there's a former, or future All-American.
Yes, sir. A lot of those kids around tonight wearing Black Bear jerseys. Now Downey goes to the corner with Richards. McAlpine's shot blocked down by Montgomery, and the Bears start out. Here comes Roy. Stops, holds, in front, tried to connect with Montgomery. He's kind of taken down on the play, but it was after the puck had already gone by him. Straub at center ice. Wanted to drop it off for a player. Now he gets it again. Now Downey. He's ridden off the play, and Larry Olam takes over. Now Keith Carney behind the net for Maine, ahead to Roy. He just sends it to an open corner, or open wing rather. No one there, but Gopher players. Durander gives it a wrap into his zone and going after it. Snow behind the net and around the dasher. Gophers keep it in smartly. Now Trent Klatt, Durander buzzing that net one more time. Now it's Mercier on it for the Bears. Martin takes a hit but gets the puck to center ice. Tepper and Lacouture try to move in, but that's offside as Lacouture couldn't quite hold off.
This line has been such a force for Maine all year. You say it's a fourth line, but they don't play like a fourth line.
That's just it. They're the slug line because they love to hit, love to check that top line of the other guys, but they also have added some key goals. As you take a look at Tom Peterson, who has scored one of the goals tonight for the Gophers. Bloomington, Minnesota, which is a suburb of Minneapolis, right? That's where the Minnesota North Stars play their home games, right? In the Met Center?
The Met Center. It's in Bloomington.
Now Miller and Robitaille on the draw, won by Maine. Barkley is after it, dropping for Robitaille. Travis Richards rides him off the play momentarily. Puck squirts free and goes to center ice. Now Pellerin takes down Bischoff. Oh, Scott is a heavy hitter. Now Barkley in front, couldn't get it to Pellerin. On it is Grant Bischoff. Gets some open ice and sends it ahead to Luke Johnson. He's a rushing defenseman. Tees it up, blocked down by Link. Good job by Tony. Cleared to center ice by Maine. Now Robitaille decides not to go after it. Maine will make the quick changes. Can the Gophers try to catch him on the change? Well, they try, but that's an offside play on the Gophers. There's a break in the action. 11 minutes, 56 seconds left in this second period. The Bears trailing by 2, and we're coming right back.
Beyond the house, there's a piece of woods. Most of it was cut down until my grandfather replanted. Oh, years ago now. I remember he'd say, it's easy to take, but you should always try to give something back. You know, no matter how you do it, you just work hard, you stick to it, and one day you might be able to look around and say, I made this place a little better.
Face-off won by Maine. You see the numbers. The Bears have some work to do. In comes Widmeyer, knocked off the play. Puck goes to center ice. Murphy drives it in. Round the dasher it goes. Now it's shot, score! Chris Imes, and it deflected in off of somebody.
It was a nice blast by Chris Imes. It might have went off Chris McAlpine, the Minnesota defenseman. Newman didn't have a chance. We'll take a look at it and see what happens here. Nice hard blast. Wasn't McAlpine, but anyway, we'll take it. Here we'll have a better look. Cameraman right on the spot there.
Oh, yeah. Hit somebody's skate or stick for Minnesota.
Would have been Trent Klatt. But anyway, we'll take the goal.
That'll give a little jump to the Bears now as they get a freak goal, just like the Gophers did. And the Bears start back. 3-2 Minnesota. Widmeyer behind the net. He takes a heavy hit and is hauled down by John Brill. Gophers having trouble clearing. Shot on, stopped by Newman, and it's knocked to center ice. Now Montgomery and Downey work against the boards, intercepted by the Gophers. Here comes the shot, taken out of there smartly by Brian Straub as the Gophers change up. Doug Smolik was in there all by himself, but he was the only Gopher. There's a shot on, stopped by Snow, loose in front. Look at that puck trying to get cleared, and Maine does. Now they may break. Roy tries to go against Smolik. Around the dasher, Montgomery stops it, tries to clear, intercepted by the Gophers. Here comes Nielsen breaking in, and he's stopped on the play, and we'll have a penalty on Maine, but it may have saved the goal.
Tough decision to make. Keith Carney had to pull him down. As a defenseman, you don't know what you want to do there. Should you let him go in and try catching him just before he gets to the net, or should you yank him down?
A break in the action. It's 3-2 Minnesota over Maine.
Subway's Cold Cut Combo. It starts with a foundation of the freshest bread anywhere. Baked every 4 hours in every Subway store. Then cheese, 3 kinds of meat, and whichever of our 9 tasty fixings you choose. Total construction cost $1.69. It's time to eat. Subway's 6-inch cold cut combo for $1.69. We can build one for you.
Tough decision to make here. Keith Carney kind of caught flat foot a little bit. He doesn't have any strides, so he's got to yank him down. Jeff Nielsen almost on a partial breakaway.
So the Gophers go on the power play for the next couple of minutes. By the way, Chris Imes gets that Maine goal, that second Maine goal. In breaks Peterson. He winds up, stopped by Snow. Cleared to the corner. Kept in by Tratt. Now Link working hard to pin his man and the puck up against the boards. Another Gopher comes in. That's Durander. He gets it free. Now back to the point it'll come. Olam's shot goes wide off the glass. Behind the net, it is clapped. In front, Durander shot on stop by Snow, and it was deflected again. Oh my, the puck is bouncing everywhere tonight on both sides.
The puck might have been pulled right out of the air.
There's Ken Durander. About 10 minutes ago, I said he hadn't been too active, and in the last 6 minutes, he's been very active. So Imes gets the goal and give Murphy an assist. It's 3-2 Minnesota. As you look at Gar Snow, who's saying, what is going to happen next? And where is that puck going to bounce and deflect?
Linesman doing a little work on picking up some wood particles.
Mike Dunham says, I know what you mean, Garth. Funny things happen. That puck starts bouncing and deflecting.
The Maine's doing the right things, though. They're not panicking. They're down. I mean, there's a lot of hockey left to be played here. And they're just coming, you know, playing strong. They had a few rough breaks there. One went in off Jimmy Montgomery, and a little payback there with Chris Imes' goal. Everybody's taking care of Garth tonight. He's seeing the puck. You see a deflection here that, from our vantage point, looked a little goofy. We really couldn't pick up how that puck got in the air.
Yeah.
Might even hit Tony Link.
I think it did. I think it hit Link. So Snow came up with that one and holds the score the same. He's a draft choice, of course, of the Quebec Nordiques. And he's the man on the spot as the faceoff is down. No one can get control. Finally, Bischoff does. Opens ice shot. Saved by Snow on Travis Richards from point-blank range. And now we got a whistle away from the action. A Minnesota player is down. It's Ben Hankinson, number 19.
Involved again.
And let's see what's... I don't know if there's a call because it was way away from the puck.
Well, he was tied up with a couple Maine players in their sticks, and the sticks were tangled with everything.
His brother Pete played at Minnesota, was also a captain. Pete was a scorer. This guy's a mucker.
Plays much like Dave Maley of the New Jersey Devils. Maybe New Jersey had that in mind when they drafted Mr. Hankinson.
By the way, his brother Pete played up in Moncton, New Brunswick for the Moncton team in the AHL this year. I think he's here this weekend. I think I saw him last night doing an interview for the Minnesota station. 55 seconds left on this Minnesota power play. Carney is in the box. The Gophers dump it in, but that's icing on Minnesota. That's a mental lapse on the Gophers' part there. Maine says thank you very much.
47 seconds left to kill.
Actually, hold on, Andrew. Let's go Tony and Matty.
Hockey legend in Minnesota.
Got a master's degree in counseling and guidance. He's in the right business, isn't he? The degree does him well, I believe. Nice tie, too, huh? It's a Scott Smith tie.
Come on now, Dale. Take this time to say hello to Nani Daly, big Maine supporter, involved with the Friends of Maine Hockey, home feeling ill tonight. She's not in the building. Everybody wants to know where she is.
And on the edge of her seat, no doubt.
No doubt.
3-2, Minnesota with the lead. 9:04 left in this second period. 47 seconds left on the penalty to Kearney. Travis Richards is the sophomore defenseman for the Gophers. He'll headman the puck to Gernander, moving it in. Gets the puck again, drops it back now to Peterson. Open wing it goes, but Craig Johnson wasn't there. Maine breaks back 2-on-2. This is Pellerin decides to kill off some of that penalty. Back it'll come at center ice. Johnson having trouble being poke checked there by Robitaille, as only Martin can do, and they send it down in the Minnesota zone. Little Martin Robitaille does his magic again. Now behind the net, Roy steals. Montgomery has it. Holding, back to the point. Downey's blast is wide and high. Murphy's blast is wide again. Downey is on it for Maine. Behind the net it goes, centering pass in front. Downey stopped, score on the rebound.
You let this line have enough time in the offensive zone and they're going to get a goal. This was all started with Martin Robitaille, and Brian Downey with a nice blast comes right out to Jimmy. Empty net goal. They'll take it though. We'll take a better look at it. Nice shot on net. You'll see Jimmy come in the left of your screen. Hey, that's an empty netter. He'll take it. We knew he was going to get an opportunity tonight.
Yes.
But that whole place revolved around Martin Robitaille's great penalty killing.
Absolutely. It's Montgomery's 24th goal of the year. And he has been involved in 6 of the 7 Maine goals this weekend.
Well, Minnesota was caught a little flat-footed out there and tired. That offensive line was out there for quite a while.
Now it's Hankinson. Alone in front is a man. Shot on, stopped by Snow. Downey has it, and he'll just clear the zone. It's a brand new hockey game at 3, and we've got just over 7 minutes left in this second period. Brian Straub is on it for Maine, ahead to Tomberlin. He's got Widmeyer and Sulfide. Here comes Sulfide, to the corner he goes. McAlpine rides him to the boards. Behind the net it goes, and the Gophers take over. They clear the blue line, but Martin fans on the shot, and back comes Dzik. In-hill break. Dzik with Brill. Centering pass, not there. Dzik goes to the corner. Back at the point. Shot on, stopped by Snow. To the corner it goes one more time. Centering pass. Here comes Richards. Shot. Oh, it just goes wide. Now it's Richards teeing it up. Caught by Snow, and he holds on.
Much of the same scenario. Maine's caught out on a line change. Standing around again, and some great opportunities for Minnesota. Garth had to come up big once again. Watch this puck slide off to the left side of the net. Garth tries to redirect it and misses it. Look at that stick. Travis Richards. Oh, he almost had one there.
won by Maine, as you hear the 105th consecutive sellout here at Alphon, getting the players pumped up one more time. It's 3-3. A lot of hockey left to be played tonight. Now Tepper ahead to Lacouture, trying to break. Now it's Mercier. He puts on the brakes, makes the move. Can't control the puck now. Lacouture goes after it. He's taken to the boards by Olam. Gophers trying to clear the zone. Can't do it. Now in front, Tepper keeps it in the zone. 3 men around him. Somebody's open for Maine. Tepper makes the spin move. Can't make the pass, though. Now he's taken down on the play, and the puck winds up underneath 2 players.
Steve Tepper, little finesse play in there for the 6'4" former football player, doing a heck of a job keeping that puck in the zone. Maine fans want to call on that.
Not this time. Tepper working hard.
Well, he had a couple great opportunities last night, a couple in tight, and just couldn't bury it.
Now a little ice repair work going on right in front of Tom Newman, right there in the crease. 5 minutes, 39 seconds left in this second period. Maine jumped out to the 1-0 lead. Minnesota tied it at 1. Minnesota then went ahead 3-1. But Doug Woog's team could not hold that lead. The Bears have answered on goals from Imes and Montgomery, and it's a 3-3 game as Mr. Woog does some more pacing. I thought that Ron Mason, the Michigan State coach and Sean's father-in-law, made a good observation on Friday when I talked to him. He said that, yes, Minnesota's a good road team, but they've had trouble in places like Alphon. For instance, he mentioned Northern Michigan, which I guess their rink is small and cozy. And
the ice surface at the University of Minnesota is much like a European rink. It's much bigger than the Alphon.
Now Jernander stops, shoots it, pulls the trigger, and winds up in the screen. That was a mile high on that little wrister by Mr. Jernander.
Good skating teams really like a large ice surface. It'd be interesting to see how Maine will play on large ice surface. Their forwards are so quick and crafty, much like Minnesota's. See a little deflection. Garth just puts that one up in the screen.
Now Klatt takes the face-off with Robitaille, and it is really a draw that time. Finally, Maine clears the zone. Doug Smolik playing with Chris McAlpine. Robitaille gives him a hit, makes him give up the puck, and the Gophers have to regroup. Now Carney steps up to intercept, connects with Pellerin, but he's taken down. Penalty on Minnesota. And it's on Larry Olam, we believe, number 17. And Doug Woog is going to be really frustrated with his team taking so many penalties. I don't think he's too happy with the ref either right about now.
We'll take a look at it. You know, this was a hook, but Doug may have a good gripe there. I don't know if that was a penalty. Put his stick on him a little bit. Scotty going down. You know, both coaches, they never want to see their teams penalized.
Right.
Overall, so far, Olam's been doing a pretty good job.
Absolutely, yep, absolutely. And leave it to Scott Pellerin to be again in the middle of the play.
Well, Scott draws a lot of penalties. Such a dangerous player, and teams watch him. Teams do not want him to get in the open.
All right, here comes Downey, Roy, and Montgomery, along with Carney and Straub. Let's see if they can work some more magic. Carney has it jump over his stick. Heavy to the boards they go. Downey working there. Richards sends it around the boards, but not out. Now he does. Now he can't clear it. Good play by Straub to keep it in. Now he pins Downey against the boards. Montgomery joins in, as does Roy. Now Roy hits for the net. Now it's intercepted by the Gophers, and they'll break back. Brill moves in, gives up the puck. Carney starts back for Maine. Picks up Montgomery. Now Rua tries to work a play behind the net. Takes the hit. Puck squirts free and is cleared out of there. Now it's Rua, but that's an offside play. Was it either Robitaille or Pellerin moved in too soon?
Martin was trying to anticipate that puck crossing the blue line. Just got across a little too quick. Busting for the net. .58 seconds left in this power play.
There's Jean-Yves,
the Hobie Baker candidate.
Speaking of durability, we always talk about Martin. You know, Jean-Yves is playing in his 88th consecutive game tonight. He has never missed a game since coming to the Maine Black Bears.
For the beating he takes,
yes.
He's much like Martin, very durable. They must grow him like that up in Montreal.
I'm sure they play a lot of hockey. 1 for 3, the Bears on the power play. It was a Keith Carney goal early in the game. 50 seconds now left on the penalty to Minnesota. Imes keeps it in the zone, dumps it in deep. Barkley behind the net, though. On it is the Gophers, not cleared by Smolik. It's Imes again, tees it up, goes wide of the net. Behind the net goes Robitaille. Now Pellerin. Back it'll come one more time. Murphy can't keep it in. And as the puck squirted back in, Barkley was caught in the zone. Murphy could not keep it in the zone, and he knows it.
I don't think Dan knew that puck was going to be coming over. Chris Imes faked the shot and just slid it across, and Murphy really wasn't ready for that one. Kind of caught him off guard a little bit. A stoppage and play, let the boys rest a little bit and get some fresh troops out.
Now they call the face-off down at the other end. What's the call here?
Intentional offside.
Okay. Face-off won by Maine. 20 seconds left on this power play for the Bears. Sulfly starts up the right wing. He's got Widmeyer and Tomberlin, and they go after it. First on it is Peterson. Widmeyer gives him a heavy hit. In front, loose. Shot goes right through the crease. Link does a good job to keep it in, but now Peterson intercepts. The penalty is over. Here comes Peterson. He's been flying tonight for the Gophers. Olam cruises in. Cleared out of there nicely, though, by Matt Martin. Under 3 minutes left in this second period. 3-3 our score. As the Gophers make more line changes, Maine starts up ice. Kent Sulfy puts on the brakes, loses the puck. Peterson is on it for Minnesota. He avoids a check from Widmeyer, and for his sake, he's very, very fortunate because Widmeyer had him lined up. Now here comes Carney. Tried to connect with Lacouture, hit his stick and moved in. Smolik taken to the corner by the Bears. Now it's a centering pass, intercepted, shot by Mercier, hung on to by Mr. Newman. A weak backhander by Martin, and that's just about all he could do with the position he was in.
Steve Whitmire gets his legs going, and it can be devastating. You'll see here, he did a nice hit on Tom Peterson.
Whoops.
Just missed him. Peterson 5'9", snuck underneath that one. I've been out on the ice with Steve Whitmire. When he skates, you can hear him. I mean, he's so strong. He's got such forceful legs. He's just very powerful skater.
And he's battled back from mono. Matt Martin had it first. He sat out a lot of that November, December stuff, and then Whitmire had to sit out because he contracted it. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in this second period. It has been a great college hockey game. Maine trying to win tonight and get to the Final Four. Minnesota wants to win tonight to force a Game 3 tomorrow night. If there is a Game 3, you'll see it here on the Maine Broadcasting System. Now Olam starts back for the Gophers. He's hauled down, and Maine is he's going to get a penalty.
Much like the last call on Minnesota. That might be a makeup call. Sean talking about a little dive in action. See, those are the type of calls that make it tough on a coach. You take a look at it, you make the call. Did he really yank him down, or was that a little bit of a dive?
Well, I will say this, Montgomery made a beeline to the box. He may not have thought it was a penalty, but he knew he was going to get called for it, so with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in this period, the Gophers will have the power play here. They drive it into the corner, stick in front, stopped by Snow, and again another deflection, and he had to be heads up. Wow, what weird deflections tonight. Watch this.
See it come right out, and Garth, thank goodness he has great concentration. That puck comes right out.
Klatt was the man, number 14. He has been everywhere. He's been one of their stars tonight.
Played on the U.S. junior team with Kent Solfite, Mike Dunham.
Face off this time between Robitaille and Larry Olom. Puck is loose. Carney doing what he can to keep it in. Now Jernander around the dasher it goes. Klatt and Robitaille go after it. Back to the point it comes. Knocked out of there nicely by Scott Pellerin. Strong defensive play there to help get that thing out of there. A minute and a half left in this second period. The Bears would dearly like to get this thing killed off. Jernander moves in behind the net, holding still. Back to the point it comes to Richards. Robitaille does a nice job there. Maine changes up the penalty killing unit. The Gophers at center ice don't connect. Bischoff goes in, but it jumps out over the blue line. Now it's Sulfat moving in 1-on-3. His shot stopped by Newman. I don't think that was on net, but it was a nice glove save by Newman. Now Peterson makes a move at center ice, trying to go around Imes. Can't do it. Hankinson can't keep it in. 45 seconds left in this period. 38 seconds left on the penalty. Now Zmolik drives it in. Snow stops it. Now he works to clear. Oh boy, that was dangerous for a second. Sulfai starts back. Now Imes just backhands it in. Maine would just like to get out of this period right the way it is right now if they can. Now they try to move it ahead. That's an icing call on the Gophers. Leyland was hanging back trying to get that pass, but they never could connect.
Trying to break Leyland free and on Garth, and couldn't catch the pass. Nice break for Maine. 18 seconds left here in the second.
Gotta win the draw here, says Beck Woog. That's an understatement.
See, Ken makes a nice little pass to himself and then just lets a nice little wrister go. I think that might have went over the net, but anyway, keep Newman on his toes.
Here comes Minnesota. It's Nielsen, intercepted by Maine, driven down by Martin. Behind the net, squirts in front. Newman sends it to the corner. I've never seen so many weird bounces in one game. Holy smokes. The period comes to an end, and it's a 3-3 score. And hang on, folks, because it has all the makings for a great photo finish. After two, it's Maine 3, Minnesota 3.
It could have been you. It could have been you. Counting the dough and planning to go on that 3-month cruise. Walking in style down easy street, wearing a smile. Oh, it could have been sweet. But what can I say? You just didn't play it could have been you.
You are about to see beautiful doors, fiber classic doors from Therma-Tru. Do not dwell on their appearance. Instead, try to discern their inner beauty, the remarkable insulating value, the unique composite construction, and of course the most beautiful aspect of all, what a wood door would be if it could be.
Visit Welch's Hardware in Lumber East Lebanon, DePrizio Lumber, Union, New Hampshire.
Do you have to wait 3, 5, or 10 days to get enlargements? Not anymore. Go to Innes Photo Service in South Portland and use the Kodak Creative Print Enlarging Center. Take your 35mm negatives to Innes Photo Service where you crop, you zoom, you print. And in less than 5 minutes, you have your enlargement. Eastman Kodak and Innes Photo Service want you to get the picture you thought you took. Innes Photo Service, Mill Creek, South Portland.
Will we go to Game 3, or will things be decided tonight? Who knows, but right now, game tied 3-3, Maine and Minnesota. Coming into this weekend series with the Golden Gophers, the Black Bears had 2 players with more than 70 points. That's the first time since Dave Capuano and Mike Golden turned the trick back in 1988, and only the second time ever. So this year, one of this year's hottest properties is the subject of Bill Green's report.
That way. Now Miller behind the net. Back it'll come. Richards. Martin's working hard. Driven in deep. Hankinson's there. In front. Sticked away by Snow. Score! Oh, it deflected in on a weird bound. Hauled out of there by Jason Miller. Now in break the Gophers. This is Bischoff ahead to Peterson. Gloved and saved by Snow! Oh, he robbed him. Center ice. Murphy drives it in. Round the dasher it goes. Now it's shot, score! Chris Imes, and it deflects.
Okay, obviously that was the second period highlights, which we will show you. Stay with us for more Black Bear hockey action. We'll have those second period highlights, plus that feature on Maine's Jim Montgomery.
Pump it up this season at your New England Nike Sports headquarters, Olympia Sports Stores. All Olympia Sports locations are featuring Nike's spring lineup: Air Jordan, Air Command Force, and don't forget the Air Flight Light, Air Ultra Force, Quantum Force 2. And for all you cross trainers, the Bo Jackson Air Trainer SC High, the Air Cross Trainer Low for men and women, the Air Trainer TW Light, and many more of Nike's best, including Nike's new clothing lineup, now at Olympia Sports. Great service and selection for everyone in the family at your New England Nike headquarters, Olympia Sports Stores.
Now on video cassette.
I finally found it!
DuckTales, the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. It's a treasure trove of animation of the classic Disney tradition. Filled with your kids' favorite Disney characters in their first big screen motion picture. It's a treasure you can give to your whole family to enjoy together again and again. DuckTales, the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp.
It's yours to own for only $15.99. It's the next great Disney collectible, and it's available at all Home Vision video stores with 18 locations from Fairfield to Biddeford.
40 minutes of hockey on the books at Alfond Arena, and that game tied 3-3, Maine and Minnesota looking to go to the Final Four. Well, we gave you a sneak peek at those highlights a little while ago, so let's take a look at them now and see how things went. Maine trailed 2-1 going into the period. Minnesota on the power play. Garth Snow sticks it away, but the puck will bounce off Jim Montgomery kind of weirdly, and it's dumped in by the Gophers. That made it 3-1. The Gophers had a 2-goal edge. Now Snow, a big save here. Tom Peterson bearing in all alone. What a nice glove save to keep it from hitting that post. Now Chris Imes here picks up the puck, shovels it in along the boards. It's tipped by a defenseman here in front, hammered in front, and it just kind of fools Newman as it makes it a 3-2 game. The Gophers still hanging on, but Montgomery would go to work again. He centers from behind the net. Downey in front, and there he is. There's Montgomery back on the rebound. He puts it in. That ties the game at 3-3, and that's where we stand right now. A lot of weird hopping going on at Alfond Arena tonight. Who knows what's going on up there. Now, as we talked to you before, Maine's got a heck of a scorer in Jim Montgomery. He's leading the Black Bears. He and Jean-Yves Roy leading the Black Bears coming into this weekend series, and our Bill Green caught up with him.
When you grow up in Montreal like Jim Montgomery did, you learn about the game of hockey at an early age. The son of an Olympic boxer, Jim loved watching some of the world's best in the hockey capital of North America.
I watched Guy Lafleur a lot when I was young, and then which led on to Wayne Gretzky. And I just admired a lot the play of players like Mike Bossy and Pat LaFontaine and Steve Eisenman.
Trying to turn. Intercepted Montgomery.
The feisty Black Bear forward learned his lessons well and has become the weapon Coach Sean Waltz saw when Montgomery was a Canadian junior.
He's been probably the offensive catalyst of our team from day one. I think Roy gets more notice and attention. I think Montgomery happens to be more of an impressive player when it comes to what he does to generate goals. Jean-Yves does it with pure speed. Jimmy does it with hands and sense and unselfish play.
I think it's a definite plus to be in my role because teams don't look for me as much as they do Jean-Yves, and I don't have to put up with as much frustration as Jean-Yves has to.
The career low for number 19 was a year ago when Maine traveled to Wisconsin for the NCAA semis. It was in the third period of Game 1, and the Badger goalie had just held onto the puck to force a whistle.
What basically happened was I was frustrated from not being able to get any scoring chances, and then I tried to jar the puck loose, and in the meanwhile I tripped the goaltender, which the ref unfortunately interpreted as a spear, and that unfortunately ended my year.
But for Montgomery, it was a learning experience.
Well, for sure I don't want to act the way I did last year, and I'm going to make sure that if I do get frustrated, I don't act like that, and I stay within myself. Because if I start to get wild like that, I just hurt the team more than anything, and that's one thing I don't want to do, hurt our chances to go to Final Four this year.
It's now a year later, and Maine once again finds itself in the playoffs. For Jim Montgomery, that's what this game is all about.
Best part of the game of hockey for me, what I like about it best is playing big games like we will play this weekend. There's nothing better than playing for a championship or a chance to go on to be one in the championship game. And for me, this is what you play all season about. It's not about winning scoring titles or winning first place in the regular season. It's about winning the playoffs and the championship.
Jim Montgomery's already got a big goal. That one tied the game at 3, and they've got a big period coming up. He and his Black Bear teammates tied with Minnesota 3-3. They're looking to get to the Final Four for the third time in their last 4 years.
Subway's Cold Cut Combo. It starts with a foundation of the freshest bread anywhere. Baked every 4 hours in every Subway store. Then cheese, 3 kinds of meat, and whichever of our 9 tasty fixings you choose. Total construction cost $1.69. It's time to eat. Subway 6-inch cold cut combo for $1.69. We can build one for you.
All this month, Lee Dodge is offering 1991 Caravans for just $99 over invoice. People have said to me, how can you do that? Here's how. Chrysler Corporation offered special volume discounts if we accepted large shipments of Dodge Caravans in January. We did. We ordered over 200 minivans. But we have to sell them fast, and that's why we're offering them for just $99 over invoice. $99 over invoice, and we'll prove it to you only at Lee Dodge in Westbrook.
Big games aren't only going on in college hockey right now, they're going on in the American Hockey League as well. The Maine Mariners and the Halifax Citadels currently in overtime tied 5-5. Now Maine trailed 4-3, but Shane Stevenson's goal put the Mariners up by the score of 5-4. Kip Miller of Halifax completed his hat trick. Goal number 3 gave them the 5-5 tie, and that's where they stand in overtime. Those two teams fighting it out for that 4th and final playoff spot in the Northern Division of the AHL. Other scores to tell you about from the college ranks tonight. Northern Michigan currently leading Alaska Anchorage 3-1 with 2 minutes to go in the second period. That score you see right there, Boston University with a 4-0 lead over Michigan in the second period. That's with one minute left to go in that second stanza. And Lake Superior, 3-1 lead over Clarkson. That with 2 minutes left to go up at Lake Superior. Lake Superior looking to tie that series at 1 apiece. And in those other games, both those teams looking to win it outright 2-0. A couple of college basketball scores to report to you as well today in NCAA Sweet 16 action. Early action from today. Kansas upsetting Arkansas 93-81 in that game, and currently UNLV leading Seton Hall and I'm not sure whether that's a final yet, but right now, leading Seton Hall, that is a final, I'm told now, 77-65 UNLV with the lead. We just got a final in as well on the Maine Mariners game. That did end up 5-5 in overtime. Maine retains that 4th spot. They will play Halifax again tomorrow. Well, Dale Duff and Scott Smith have more action. Third period action, as a matter of fact. It promises to be a dandy, and we'll have that for you next.
Home Vision Video. Get a little bit of Hollywood to go. Get the lights off the corn and enjoy the show. It's Hollywood at Home Vision Video. It's Hollywood at Home Vision Video.
I was a kid then, but when I go back there now, I still remember my father looking across those mountains. We were coming out of some tough times, and he'd say, "See how the mountains go up and down? Things are like that sometimes. But they always come back up again, like that next peak." Seems he's right again.
Okay, 3-3 is the score. Shots on goal, Maine 17, Minnesota 18. And you get the feeling of just how close this thing is.
Well, this game is exactly where Minnesota wants it to be. You know, it's a one-period hockey game when you're playing on the road. That's what you want. I have to feel the pressure is going to be on Maine a little bit here. They're going to have to play some pretty good hockey and get a couple goals.
Well, the Bears grabbed that 1-0 lead, and you got to give Minnesota credit for coming back and getting the thing tied at 1. Then Minnesota jumped to the lead, and then Maine had to come back. So it's been a little cat and mouse game. Here's the second period scoring. Hankinson gives them a 3-2 lead, or a 2-1 lead.
Well, Hankinson just throws the puck out in front, and you'll see the deflection hit Jimmy Montgomery right in the shoulders there, and it just popped in the net. That was a tough break.
All right, so that made it 3-1 Minnesota. Maine comes back. Chris Imes from the point.
Chris just sees a puck and picks it up and just takes a blast, and you'll see this puck get deflected. One of the Minnesota players, their deflection, that goes right through the 5-hole on Newman.
That made it 3-2, and then Jim Montgomery got the tying goal.
Well, you'll see this goal on the left-hand side of your screen. Brian Downey sets it up in the corner, goes down around the net to Jean-Yves Roy, and he picks it up. And actually Jimmy picks it up and just bounces it out, and you'll see right here on the left side of your screen this puck rebound come out, and Jimmy has an empty net. It's a little payback for the one going off his chest.
Montgomery has a goal and an assist tonight to go along with 3 assists last night.
You know, you saw in between the period there, Jimmy doing his interview. He's such a class hockey player. You'll see some of the bounces that have been happening all night, both to Minnesota and Maine. Newman loses this one. Could have been a nice break for Maine right at the end of the period.
That was with just seconds left in the period.
And Johnny Roy coming down.
Yeah. There it is. Hankinson gets the goal, his 20th of the year. Imes answers back with his 6th of the year. And then Jim Montgomery scoring his 24th of the year. And it's 3-3 as we head into third period action. Garth Snow, well, he played against Minnesota at the Final Four 2 years ago. He played in the last 2 minutes of that game. Now he has a chance to send his team back to St. Paul, but he's got to go through Tom Newman and company to do it. And we're ready to go for the third period. Hang on, folks. It's 5-on-5 as we begin third period action. Travis Richards around the dasher. Intercepted Maine, tipped in front by Barkley. Now Straub, in front it goes, knocked down by a Minnesota player. Now, trying to clear it out of there is Johnson, can't do it. Here comes Robitaille in front, score!
this Maine team turn to every playoff for the past 3 years. You'll see down low, he makes a great play keeping the puck in the zone. And you'll see as this play develops, it's a 3-on-1 down low. That's a nightmare for Minnesota. They don't know what's going on. Scotty Pellerin, look at him parked in front. He just pulls it back, boom, upstairs. That's what you call the top shelf. Here we'll have a great view of it. Newman doesn't know where he's going, and Martin just lifts it over his shoulder.
It's his 23rd goal of the year. It is his 12th postseason goal of his career. That's why they call him Mr. March. Hankinson takes a hit from Mercier, and you see and can feel Alphon jumping now. Mercier moves in, has Tepper and Lacouture. Minnesota takes him down and rides the puck out of there. Now in breaks the Gophers. In deep, knocked right back out of there. Jason Miller had nowhere to go. Tepper gives Jernander a hit. Maine makes a quick line change. This is Travis Richards. He'll drive it in. The Gophers will go after it. Maine is there first. Now Richards tees it up, shot down, knocked in front, and goes high into the crowd. Another deflection that could have been dangerous.
Boy, that deflection went right off Dan Murphy's skate, and that almost caught the net. Todd Richards with a nice, smart shot right on net, nice and low.
The goal is by Robitaille. It's an unassisted goal, and it gives Maine a 4-3 lead here early in the third period. Again, this is game 2 of a best-of-3 series. Maine won the game last night 4-0. A win tonight, and they're in the college hockey Final Four. Larry Olam, ahead it goes to Trent Klatt. Imes is there, though, for Maine. Now it's Roy through neutral ice. He'll drive it ahead. Downey is there. Montgomery skates in front of the net. They joins him behind the net. Now it goes to the corner. Jernander is there for Minnesota. Can't clear the zone. Carney steps up to keep it in. Now the Gophers get it to center ice. It's Jernander driving it in, but now they've got to change up. They worked so hard to clear the zone that they had to change the line. Now Carney just dumps it in. On it is Corey Leyland. Sulfide gives him a heavy rap to the boards. Puck squirts free to the open corner. Carney moves up one more time. Now Sulfide, Tomberlin working hard. Minnesota player squirts in front, sticked away by Newman. It's loose, stopped by Newman as the Bears keep a buzzing. Now Widmeyer wants to make the turn, gives it to Sulfide. Look at that move, stops, blocked in front there. Sulfide knocked down on the play. In front, the puck is loose one more time. Now Craig Johnson has it. He'll lug it out to center ice and then just flip it in. Another line change for Minnesota as they're getting bottled up by the Bears. Here comes Pellerin with a full head of steam, but he loses the puck. Now at center ice, Martin with it for Maine. Pellerin takes a swipe at it. On it now is Dizek. Robitaille with it, intercepting. A lot of play at the center ice now. Brill can't move. Dizek sends it in, but Robitaille is there first. We've played almost 4 minutes in this third period. Maine with a 4-3 lead. Peterson has trouble with it. Tepper intercepts, makes the move, waits for some people to join him, tries to get the puck in, but now it's Hankinson starting back 2-on-2. Hankinson tries to make a move around Murphy, can't do it. Good play by Murphy to make that impossible for Hankinson. Now the puck is loose. Imes is on it, and it's cleared to center ice. Smolik on it for the Gophers. Tipped back in now by Jason Miller. Snow leaves it for Murphy, who leaves it for Ives. Chris flips it ahead to Roy, but on it is Smolik. Can't clear the puck. Roy to the corner it goes. Montgomery there working. Now Smolik just tips it outside the zone. Now here comes Downey for Maine. He's ridden off the play, taken down by Olam. Gets right back up. Puck squirts out over the blue line. Downey brings it right back in. Now Roy down Montgomery. Intercepted by the Gophers, and here's a breakout for Olam. In he'll come, moving in, stopped by Snow! There's a break in the action, and the Bears holding a 4-3 lead.
You're about to see beautiful doors. Fiber classic doors from Therma-Tru. Do not dwell on their appearance. Instead, try to discern their inner beauty. The remarkable insulating value. The unique composite construction. And of course, the most beautiful aspect of all. What a wood door would be, if it could be.
Visit Welch's Hardware in Lumber East Lebanon, DePrizio Lumber, Union, New Hampshire.
Here you see Larry Owen breaking into the net. Keith Carney makes the right decision here. You see he's in full stride. He just gets his stick out there and ties Olam up a little bit, and he can't make the save, and he doesn't have to take a penalty. And Garth gets a little shot. Hits that net.
Klatt and Robitaille on the draw, won by Maine. Barkley with Martin. He'll just tip it in. Richards avoids a hit from Barkley. Now Luke Johnson takes over. Ahead with Olam. Johnson is 27. Flip shot wide of Garth Snow. Travis Richards moves in. Jernander's shot blocked by Link, who's done that 3 or 4 times tonight. Now the Bears break back. Pellerin tries to move around a man, can't do it. Here comes Richards through neutral ice. He'll come. Shot on, stopped by Snow. Olam. Now here's Richards trying to make a move, trying to tuck it in. Stopped by Snow with that leg, that right leg. He would not let him penetrate that corner. Now there's a backhander on shot, loose in front, and look at the pileup.
A little confusion in there why that whistle wasn't blowing. You see all kinds of confusion here. Garth Snow regains his feet and makes a great save here. Scotty Pellerin goes down trying to block it. Richards with a great individual effort getting to the net. You'll see here Garth regain his feet. Very important for a goaltender. I guess the boys aren't going to run that anymore for us. A little better angle. See, Garth is down. He gets right back up, catches that puck between the pads. That's a great save. So important for goaltenders to regain their feet when there's all that commotion in front of them.
Now Nielsen can't keep it in for the Gophers, and Maine breaks back. Montgomery's in. Held off slightly on the play. Downing, penalty coming up on Minnesota. And as they touch up, the Gophers are going to be shorthanded.
Jeff Nielsen knocked down John Eves with a high stick. Little bit of frustration maybe setting in. Tom Peterson trying to get involved, trying to pull someone into a penalty. Maine smarter than that tonight.
Well, now the Bears have a golden opportunity here to put some distance between themselves and Doug Swoop's team. It's 4-3 Maine. They crank up the power play. The Bears will try to get their first 2-goal lead of the night. The only time they led was 1-0 early in the game. In comes Montgomery against Peterson, puts on the brakes, drops it for Downey. He's pinned against the boards. Peterson can't clear. Kept in by Carney. Now it's broken out of there by Jarabi. Peterson's weak shot goes wide. Rebound right in front. Oh, no, boy. That was dangerous for Garth Snow. Looked innocent enough, but boy, on that rebound deflection. Now the Gophers break back. Jarabi at center ice, trying to move in, hauled down by Downey. Doug Woog wanted a penalty there. He's hopping over on the bench. Roy now in. There's a shot stopped by Newman on Robitaille, I believe.
Great pass by Scott Pellerin over to Martin. Nice one-timer. No, Newman with a nice save, too. It's on the spot.
Now Maine again, 55 seconds left on the power play. Barkley hits his skate, although Pellerin regains. Barkley behind the net. Pinned up against the boards. Robitaille working to free the puck. Matt Martin moves up to keep it in. Robitaille with it. Holding, backhander shot, rebound, and it's in, but will there be a goal? No, no goal. The referee quickly waves it off, and I think he's going to say that somebody was in the crease.
Well, Mike Barkley fouled the puck into the crease. It's a tough call. Martin Robitaille took a nice backhander, and Barkley picked up the rebound, and it was on its way in, but he fouled it right into the crease area. Here we'll see the backhand by Martin. Watch Mike Barkley come in the left part of your screen there. He knocks his puck in and continues into the net. I think that was a goal, Dale, from our vantage point in the replay. But there's a ref right on the spot.
Well, Captain Scott Pellerin argues his case to no avail. It'll be a no goal. The power play does continue for Maine. 30 seconds left on the penalty.
It's very important here that Maine doesn't get drawn into taking a stupid penalty.
Now McAlpine intercepts and fires it in the Maine zone. Stick to the corner by Garth Snow. Now Tony Link drives it in from center ice. Newman is there to play it. Round the dasher. Barkley does a good job to stop that. Mike works it back to the point where Link is there. Martin tees it up and fires it way wide of the net. Backhander right on Newman, and he'll cover up.
Newman.
There's a break in the action. Maine leading Minnesota 4-3, and we're coming back in just 30 seconds.
It could have been you. It could have been you. Counting the dough and planning to go on that 3-month cruise. Walking in style down easy street, wearing a smile. Oh, it could have been sweet, but what can I say? You just didn't play. It could have been you.
Dale Duff along with Scott Smith at Alfond Arena. You see the numbers. The Bears would like to think they're closing in on St. Paul, but they've got to go through the Gophers to get there. And there's an offside play on Maine.
It's been the best 9 minutes I've seen Maine play this year. I've seen quite a few games. They're doing everything right.
There's Martin Mercier. Good look at him. A member of that slug line. Played in only 17 games last year. He's playing in his 34th game tonight, so he's seen exactly double the action this year.
And deserved it.
Mercier to Tepper, trying to make a move, intercepted there by Luke Johnson. Penalty is over. It's back 5-on-5. Now Jernander with Tepper going at it. Puck squirts into the Maine zone. Johnson goes after it. Richards takes over. Along the boards, Trent Platt takes over to Jernander. In heel break. Shot stopped by Snow as he caught it right in the old stomach. Now the puck squirts free. Behind the net, Tomerlin is there. Olam holds. In front, Jerander's backhander. Knocked away. Snow comes way out of the net. Intercepted. He's out of the net. The puck is loose in front. And it pops to the corner. Peterson tries to center it. Behind the net, he'll go. In front, shot, knocked down in front. Oh, look at that pile up one more time. And finally a whistle.
All that commotion started. Garth came out of the net to clear the puck, and it hit one of the metal slats along the glass and bounced right back. Then he lost his stick. A few more gray hairs popped up on Sean on that one. Here you'll see him try to clear, and it hits the glass and comes right back. Desperation.
It's not funny. He doesn't think it's funny, but...
Well, you can see here, everybody starts panicking a little bit. They can't find the puck for one or gain control. Brian Straub with a great play there gives Garth Snow a stick.
That replay titled The Adventures of Garth Snow. But no damage done. Montgomery tries to move in with Roy. They do gain the zone. Montgomery tees it up high and wide of the net. There's a chop on the play there by a Minnesota player. Zmolik is on it. Around the dasher, kept in though by Maine. Downey with it in front, tried to connect with Roy. Good defensive play by Minnesota to prevent it. Now, here comes Nielsen. His shot deflects to the open corner. Maine hauls down a man. Who is that? Roy taking down a man. And the puck jumps up into the crowd. Yeah, it was Johnny's.
Tony Link took a vicious two-hander. See a nice play here by Brian Downey. Trying to slide it over to Johnny's. Minnesota defenseman goes down, blocks that passing lane.
Doug Zmolik. With a great play, I think.
He's a veteran back there already as a sophomore. 6'1", 205. Then we take a look at Luke Johnson, one of the seniors on the blue line.
9:16 left in this third period. 4-3, Maine with the lead. If the Bears win tonight, they're in the Final Four for the third time in the last 3 years. Once in Lake Placid, once in St. Paul, and they'd like to get back to St. Paul one more time. Widmeyer at center ice can't break through all the Golden Gopher players. Now Tomerlin does. To the corner he goes. Widmeyer is there as well. Now the Golden Gophers take over. Maine fires it right back out. That's Dan Murphy. Richards takes a hit from Widmeyer. And both teams make big wholesale changes. Dzik trying to move in with Hankinson. Dzik is on it, number 9. His pass intercepted by Maine. This is Mike Barkley. Connects with Tellerin. Tellerin's shot is a weak one. It goes wide. Couldn't really get a lot of wood on that one. Now there's a shot, and what are we going to have now? Away from the action, more penalties.
A little frustration by Scott Pellerin. They've been grabbing and clutching and punching him all night.
Question is, are they both going off?
Yes. Both of them are going to have a seat. You know, it's just how long can you take that? But I guess in a game like this, you really have to think about the team.
So McAlpine joins him. He's been in the box before tonight, as has Scott. I think...
We'll take a look. Scott made a great play on picking this puck up off his skate, and watch the action behind the net. We'll see a high stick come in. Anyway, they're doing a little battle there. We'll come out in front and do a little wrestling.
So both teams will go 4-on-4 for the next couple of minutes. Now Zmolik over center ice. He'll come, gains the blue line, then fans on his shot. Maine just tips it to center ice. Now it's Bischoff. Again, Zmolik's shot goes wide and ends up behind Garsnow. Carney and Straw, boy, they've logged a lot of ice, and Carney has been out there all night long. Now Roy tips it ahead, couldn't connect with Montgomery. Travis Richards takes over. His pass right back to himself on the deflection. Gains the zone, knocked down on the play, but on it now is Craig Johnson, intercepted by Maine's Tony Link. Now Sulfi skates hard to get to the puck. He's rubbed to the boards by Luke Johnson. End-to-end action, and meanwhile the clock keeps ticking. 7 minutes and 5 seconds left in this third period. Maine leading 4-3. A lot of ice room here, skating 4-on-4. 38 seconds left on the matching penalties. Now Robitaille moves into the corner, now behind the net, and Olam steals the puck. Larry Olam, he keeps on trucking while his teammates change up. Puck moved to center ice, and the Gophers will regroup. This is Doug Zmolik, moving in, gains the line, holds and shoots a weak one that goes wide, and Chris Imes is there for Maine. Imes and Murphy, Robitaille and Barkley out there for the Bears. As the defense will change, Barkley and Pellerin. He's got some open space. Shot on, stopped by Newman. And back breaks Peterson for the Gophers. He's got two men waiting for him. His shot hung on to by Garsnow.
Smart play right there by Steve Whitmire. He saw Scotty and Mike Barkley in the zone, and he held up. He was a third man back. It's a real smart play. You want to go in there as a forward and try getting a scoring opportunity, but instead he hangs on.
There's a break in the action.
Subway's Cold Cut Combo. It starts with a foundation of the freshest bread anywhere. Baked every 4 hours in every Subway store. Then cheese, 3 kinds of meat, and whichever of our 9 tasty fixins you choose. Total construction cost $1.69. It's time to eat. Subway 6-inch Cold Cut Combo. For $1.69, we can build one for you.
Play is underway. Less than 6 minutes left in this third period. The Bears with the 1-goal lead, trying to make it 2. Roy blasts and scores!
Don't have to say much about that one. John Eaves saw the green light. He took off and just let a blast go from the top of the circle. Newman never even saw the puck. And if he did see it, Jimmy Montgomery was breaking down the right side. We'll see John Eaves full stride. He's just going to let a cannon go. This is a howitzer. Not even a chance. Right under the crossbar. That's a National League goal right there. Another angle at it. You won't see him any better than that.
It's his 34th goal of the year, and it may have been the biggest one of the year. It gives them a 2-goal lead. Back breaks Minnesota. Olam full speed ahead, hauled down by Link. Klatt with it now. Trent Klatt can't hold in the zone. Give Downey an assist on that goal. Newman is way out of the net for the Gophers. Now back breaks Jernander. He's moving in against Imes. Can't get the play off, and Imes is going to go off.
You knew that was coming. Chigo was just looking for a call. Little pressure on that man right now. They're still giving Johnny's a little pat on the
Why
head.
not? Interestingly enough, someone threw out a plastic fireman's hat. Of course, Johnny's was a firefighter, was going to become a firefighter up in Quebec when he decided to attend the University of Maine.
Chris Himes stops skating. He starts holding. You got to keep those legs going. You'd have never been called if you'd have kept going on that. He knew he was going.
Five minutes and 2 seconds left in this third period as Imes sits down for two. The Bears with a 5-3 lead. Now Zmolik tees it up, deflected in front, goes wide. Bischoff. Puck is along the dasher, and I don't think anybody knows where it is right now. Miller has got it in his skates. Bischoff there trying to get it free. Carney doing a wonderful job, as is Straub. And what do we have here? The net is off its mooring.
Nice break for Maine, little whistle action, and regroup.
And how did that thing come off its moorings, do you suppose?
You got a goaltender in there, 6'4", about 210. Doesn't take much.
I think maybe the referee is telling Garth and company. Oh, let's see here now. There's Garth Snow's stick on the ice. And who is that? Mr. Hankinson. Oh, let's see if we can get that thing away just a little bit away from Mr. Snow. Ben Hankinson.
That's a long way out there, Garth saying. See how that net comes off to continue it.
Oh, there it is. Oh, boy, that thing just comes off just like that.
Garth's got to watch that. He might pick himself up 2 minutes.
All right, Peterson on it for Maine. Hankinson drops it for Bischoff. Grant Bischoff trying to work it in. Here's Zmolik, tees it up. Knocked down by Carney. Gophers penetrate further. Now it's Peterson spinning, firing it just wide of Garth Snow. Zmolik is on it. They're on the power play, remember. Carney and Straub still out there, along with Roy and Montgomery. Kept in now by Zmolik. Shot on as he's down on the ice. He gets the shot off somehow, albeit a weak one.
Maine's had great success against Minnesota as long as they don't let them set that power play up. As soon as that puck goes to the point, Minnesota's great at converging to the net, looking for rebounds. As Mike Dunham said last night in after-game interviews, his job was to stop the first shot. Same with Garth. He'll make that first save, but when there's all kinds of confusion in front, great opportunity for a garbage goal.
Well, we'll keep an eye on the clock. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in this game, or I should say at least the third period. It's 5-3 Maine. Trying to get to the Final Four. A win tonight does the trick. Minnesota fires it in. Snow stops it around the dasher and out. Richards takes a hit from Robitaille. What a strong game from Martin Robitaille. Great two-way player. Here comes Olam. Tries to get around Martin. Robitaille takes him to the boards. Olam gives him a shove along the way. Peterson shot, rebound, cleared to the corner, and the net comes off again. And this time it was not intentional.
Well, we'll see what happens here. That faceoff should be outside. Minnesota player going through the crease, knocking the net off the moorings. That faceoff should be outside.
Playing in his 130th consecutive game, meet Mr. March.
See here, Garth showing great concentration. He's got to make a nice rebound save here. Makes the initial, just like we mentioned. He's got to come right back and make another one.
.302 left in the third period. Maine leading by 2 goals. Roy and Downey pressing hard. The penalty is over, so it's back 5-on-5. Nielsen goes after the puck, takes Straub to the boards. Nielsen tries to center. Back it'll come, a one-timer. Knocked down in front as it was fanned on by Luke Johnson on the first attempt. Centering pass, but nobody is there. Two minutes and 20 seconds left in this third period. Now it is Sulphi trying to break in against Richards. Good defensive play there by Travis Richards. Now Bischoff on it for the Gophers. Maine looking to sweep this series. Under 2 minutes left in this third period. Shot on goes wide. Clearing shot in front. Loose goes behind the net. Hankinson is there. Tries to make the centering pass. Martin Mercier won't let it happen. Imes joins in the corner. Puck squirts free. This is Johnson. Shot sticked away by Snow. And we've got a whistle.
Boy, Martin Mercier did a great job there on Ben Hawkinson, one of the best players on this University of Minnesota team. Did a great job that whole shift, staying right with him, not letting him get near that puck. Again, the banger line comes up big. The Slugs. See a little flurry action here on Garth. Martin Mercier, he rolled a little bit further. He follows Hawkinson right into the corner and does a heck of a job. Give that guy a lot of credit.
Tom Newman is sitting on the bench, the Minnesota goalie. The net is open. 1 minute and 38 seconds to St. Paul. That's what the Maine Bears, that's what the Maine fans are saying. Maine with a 5-3 lead, looking to sweep this series. Larry Olam's shot squirts free as Molick moves in. Behind the net, look at the crowd in front of Gar Snow. How he can ever see the puck. Olam centering pass. Pellerin is there. He's got some open ice and an open net. For right now, though, he just gets it outside the zone.
Sean broke up the defensive pairing, put Keith Carney with Matt Martin. Minnesota's got to be a little upset here.
There's the sign that everybody sees. And a penalty coming up on Minnesota. It's on Jernander. And that will just about spell the end for the Gophers, I've got to believe.
See Scott Pellerin, he's not going to stop. Look at the sticks. He's still striding. He wants to get that puck out. Trips him. Come on, give me a break.
You know what I wonder on that play? I wonder if the linesman called it. They have the right to call something. I didn't see the referee's arm go up. And the Gophers, meanwhile, have taken a timeout. Each team allowed one 30-second timeout per game. And let's listen in on Sean Walsh.
Everything out of the zone, he's saying. Get it out of the zone. On the other side, get it in the zone.
Boy, Doug Woog isn't stopping coaching, isn't he? 1-12. Somehow his team needs to get 2 goals. Tough, yes. Impossible, no. And Sean Walsh looks up at the scoreboard, and he's very animated over there. What's the problem now?
That's what's left in this series if Maine can hold on. The Bears would go to 32 wins on the year, but more importantly, they would go to St. Paul. And Brian Straub skates around Alphon for his final time. He's the lone senior on this team, but it won't be the last time he's in a Bears uniform, because it looks like the Bears are going to play next Thursday at the St. Paul Civic Center. We keep an eye on the clock for you. Now 1:03 to go. Newman is back in the net. Barkley moves in, hauled down. Robitaille's backhander sticked away by Newman. 55 seconds left now in the third period as Peterson takes over for the Gophers, and Maine will let him have it. 40 seconds to go. Here comes Peterson. Gains the zone. Straub takes him to the corner. Centering pass. Jumps up in the air. A half a minute left. Carney moves in with Barkley and Pellerin. Can't control the puck. Behind the net, it's Pellerin. Continues to work hard. 19 seconds to go. Maine will sweep the Golden Gophers. The puck is loose. And now here comes the countdown. 8 seconds and counting. Pack your bags. The Bears are Minnesota bound for the Final Four.
Maine totally dominated that third period. Hopefully they can bring that intensity out to St. Paul.
Gar Snow, Jean-Yves Roy. The ceremonial handshake at center ice. The band is playing, but you can't really hear as Maine is Final Four bound for the third time in the last 4 years. They'll play the winner of the Northern Michigan Alaska series, probably Northern Michigan. And Sean Walsh, yes, controversial, but yes, he can win.
Pump it up this season at your New England Nike Sports headquarters, Olympia Sports Stores. All Olympia Sports locations are featuring Nike's spring lineup: Air Jordan, Air Command Force, and don't forget the Air Flight Light, Air Ultra Force, Quantum Force 2. And for all you cross trainers, the Bo Jackson Air Trainer SC High, the Air Cross Trainer Low for men and women, the Air Trainer TW Light, and many more of Nike's best, including Nike's new clothing lineup, now at Olympia Sports. Great service and selection for everyone in the family at your New England Nike headquarters, Olympia Sports Stores.
Let's say you're hungry, but you want to stay under 300 calories. You could try gumdrops. All 9 of them. Or try McDonald's new grilled chicken breast sandwich. A grilled chicken breast fillet, ripe tomato, crisp lettuce, and your choice of barbecue sauce, honey mustard, or light mayo on a wheat bun. So when you're hungry but 300 calories is your limit, you could sink your teeth into watercress, several pounds. Or try McDonald's new grilled chicken breast sandwich for a limited time.
University of Maine playoff hockey is brought to you by Tri-State Megabucks. Play Megabucks and just imagine. Your local Maine Subway store. Therma-Tru dealers of Maine and New Hampshire. Making doors that last made us first. Olympia Sports, headquarters for Nike footwear and clothing. Lee Dodge, where caravans are $99 over invoice through March 31st. And by Fleet Bank, Maine people, Maine values.
The third time in the last 4 years, the Maine Black Bears will head to college hockey's Final Four. They were 5-3 winners tonight over Minnesota after being in a tie situation, 3-3 after 2 periods. The Black Bears put it away, and let's show you how they did it. Martin Robitaille put the Black Bears up with this steal in the Gophers zone. Watch him make the steal along the boards. He pulls in and then flips it upstairs. 4-3 Maine, and they would lead from there on out. Garth Snow would be tested in that third period by the pesky Gophers, but he was equal to the task. Watch this stop on the break by Olin. Puts the stick down and knocks it away. Now, the insurance goal, the goal that Maine was looking for to help them make sure that they were headed towards St. Paul. And here it is, Jean-Yves Roy down the far side. Watch the rocket. Top corner. That was all they needed. 5-3. Garth Snow would cement things in net once again. He comes in and watch this nice pad save on the blast from the point. He gets the initial save and then kicks away the rebound. Maine 5-3 final. They sweep the series from Minnesota 2-0 after winning last night 4-0. Let's take a look at the other scores in college hockey tonight. Boston University 8-1 shellacking of Michigan at Walter Brown Arena down in Boston tonight, so they advanced as well. 2-0. They will play the winner of the Clarkson Lake Superior series. Clarkson right now, the score we had out of there, 4-2 Lake Superior leading Clarkson in the third. If Lake Superior wins tonight, that will force Game 3 at Lake Superior tomorrow. And as we said, the winner will play Boston University. Maine will play the winner of the Northern Michigan-Alaska Anchorage series. And right now, it looks like their opponent will be Northern Michigan. At last report, they were up by the score of 5-3 that late in the third period. When we come back, Dale Duff and Scott Smith will have some final thoughts on tonight's game.
All this month, Lee Dodge is offering 1991 Caravans for just $99 over invoice. People have said to me, how can you do that? Here's how. Chrysler Corporation offered special volume discounts if we accepted large shipments of Dodge Caravans in January. We did. We ordered over 200 minivans. But we have to sell them fast, and that's why we're offering them for just $99 over invoice. $99 over invoice, and we'll prove it to you only at Lee Dodge in Westbrook.
When friends don't stop friends from drinking and driving. Friends die from drinking and driving. Friends die from drinking and... Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
The final score once again tonight, Maine beating Minnesota 5-3 to advance to college hockey's Final Four in St. Paul for the third time in the last 4 years. Let's go back up to Alphon Arena now to Dale Duff and Scott Smith with their final thoughts on tonight's action.
Okay, Dave, thanks very much. Well, it's quite a scene here at Alphon. It overshadowed by all of this. This is the last time we're going to see Alphon the way it is, because starting next week, the construction begins, and they expand this thing by about 2,000 seats or so.
So teams like that coming in here with 2 more thousand crazy maniacs.
Maine finishes up the year here at home with 21 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. They sweep the Gophers 4-0 and 5-3. St. Paul, Minnesota is next, the Final Four. We were told at the beginning of this weekend that the winner of the series would play at 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon out there. More than likely, it's Northern Michigan, and Maine has played Northern Michigan during the regular season twice and has beaten that team.
They played them here and down in Portland and have did a great job against them earlier in the year, and they know what that team's all about.
All right, let's show you a couple of the highlights from that exciting third period. Remember, we started that third period tied 3-3, but this was Mr. March.
Mr. March just comes in and just flips this puck over Newman's shoulder, and hey, he must have a bad shoulder there, because we'll see in this next replay, Jean-Yves Roy, who they always turn to, just lets a cannon go off that, coming down that left side. What a great goal. You see, he just catches his puck in full stride, never stops skating, and just lets a bomb go. I'm telling you, Newman never had a chance on this shot.
Quite a shot. Roy ended up with a goal and an assist. Montgomery had a goal and an assist. And how about Brian Downey? It's so quiet, it seems like, and yet tonight he had 3 assists.
Well, you know, the whole team, you know, you go from that line to back to the defense, to Garth Snow, Mike Dunham. Maine just got a great team, and I have a feeling this is the year.
And I suppose the rotation is all set, and Mike Dunham comes back, I would guess, on Thursday out at St. Paul. Let's talk a little bit about, if we can, out there. You're very familiar with St. Paul. It's got the sideboards are all glass.
It's a very similar rink in size to the Alphonse, so the boys won't have any problem adjusting to that. The boards are clear. It's a little bit different for goaltenders. They can lose the puck at times, but you know, there's going to be so much hype on that game that it's really not going to matter where the game's played.
And another thing different this time at St. Paul, remember 2 years ago, Maine had to play Minnesota in the semifinal rounds. 15,000 or almost 15,000 screaming fans rooting against you. Not that case this time.
Well, it's going to be nice, personally, being from Minnesota, having the Minnesota team watch Maine in the Final Four in their home state. I'm going to really enjoy that.
Well said. So the Bears have swept the Gophers 4-0, and then tonight 5-3. And the Final Four is next. 32nd win of the year. Maine 32-8-2. An amazing record, and the Bears are Final Four bound again. So that is the story from Alphound Arena. We go back to Dave Allers. Dave?
Dale, thanks a lot. It's been quite a year for Maine sports here on the Maine Broadcasting System, and we'd like to thank you for joining us. For those of you who have been following Maine sports all along this season, we thank you for joining us. So for Dale Duff and Scott Smith, and on behalf of our entire Maine Broadcasting crew, we thank you for joining us for tonight's game. The final score, the Black Bears go to St. Paul in the Final Four for the 3rd time in 4 years, a 5-3 winner over Minnesota. Have a good night, everybody.